Chapter 3561. Ghost is not a good thing, just screaming to kill Shen Shang, so Shen Shang will never be merciful. Juyu originally wanted to scream and admit defeat, but see Shen Zhang's arms are like two flames. Scarlet Dragon. The two flames, Scarlet Dragon, entered Shen Zhang's arm, causing Shen Zhang's arm to spurt out the arrogance, urging a burst of arrogant potential. Shen Shang took out both hands and made another hit on Shocking Heaven palm. The palm of his hand was condensed into a little bit and poured into the body of the ghost. Boom! After the palm of the hand entered the nine secluded body, the flame spurted out, and numerous tiny fire snakes emerged from the body that was torn and burned by the flame, and then wrapped around the nine secluded body, burning it into ash. 9 defeats, this is no doubt, but the old man who is responsible for this fight, but where is he staying? He has seen the battle of Juyu before. Know that Juyu is very powerful, it is very likely to become the peak of the battlefield war god. Now, Juyu was actually smashed into gray by the people, and the old man looked down, swallowed saliva and said, and quickly announced Shen Zhang's victory. Everyone heard that the old man loud voice announced that he had returned to the gods, and the nine secluded was actually destroyed. From the brief battle of Sulphone, Juyu was completely crushed by Shen Shang, and the disparity between the strong and the weak was not a level. And they are all the peaks of divine world-defying realm. Feng Lanyi and Hua Liqing finally breathed a sigh of relief, and they also renewed their bosses, not only alchemy but also smashed their eyes. Yang Zhenming was shocked at the same time, secretly happy, and there was a decent hitter in his team. He really thought that Shen Shang, who had closed the alchemy all day, was screaming and screaming. Not at all weaker than the famous war god. Shen Shang won the victory, which caused quite a stir, because some people have already recognized Shen Shang, the owner of world-defying divine pill, an alchemist, and now joined the famous team. Alchemist is also annoying. Hip, we have a hard time. Is this alchemist really so powerful? The guy who closed the alchemy all day, can be strong wherever he goes. He is alchemist, the flame is powerful, and the nine secluded just fear the flame, so it will be burnt to gray. Like me, water is not afraid of him. Look at what will happen to his next battle. If his momentum has been so fierce, maybe it will become war god, alchemist war god in the Shenfeng battlefield, which is unprecedented. Shen Shang was a little famous in the Shenfeng battlefield. He was still in the Shenfeng battlefield. Let Yang Zhenming continue to arrange battles for him. He had to finish 10-game winning streak and become a war god. You can challenge Azure Dragon Battle Emperor as soon as possible. Shen boss, you if wanted to rest. Yang Zhenming immediately arranged a fight for Shen Shang. Do you think I need to rest? Shen Shang lightly smiled. Hurry, I have to play 10 games in a row. This should ask only to become war god. The reputation can be bigger, you say is not it? This is indeed a great name, but Yang Zhenming is worried that Shen Shang can't afford it. In many people's eyes, alchemist is rather delicate, and all day in the secret room, alchemy, have time to go out, or go to combat training. Shen Shang patted Yang Zhenming's shoulder, said with a smile, go, the guy was too weak, I still have warm-up, he was killed. Yang Zhenming can only help Shen Shang to arrange the next fight, and Shen Shang also got 10 Dao Creation Saint Stone in the battle just now. For the present, he is only a small number. The boss younger brother, you used to knock on the stupid, people worry about a white, while Licking Zhao said with a smile, she met Shen Shang with divine mirror of 6 paths, but also seen Shen Shang fights with bare hands. Really thinks, Feng Lanyi was also very surprised. She just seemed to release the curtain from Shen Shang and revamp the devaluation core. As for what it feels, she can't say it herself. In short, she is a little scared. Shen Shang was quickly assigned to the next battle, and Yang Zhenming was very fast. After picking up the Che Tui Si Xiao banana back in greater than, is an old man, looking at the Yu Ran Liao Liao, the former 9 secluded, he lie on the ring, after the battle begins, immediately launched a storm, using the strength of the earth attribute. The strength is there, but in the face of Shen Shang, it will not last long. After Shen Shang and the old man played more than 50 strokes, they defeated him. He also killed the old man, but only beat the other side to admit defeat. Shen Shang won again. It was only half an hour before the fight. This kind of thing happened in the Shenfeng battlefield. It was just rare. When Yang Zhenming saw Shen Shang look relaxed, he went on to arrange the next one, fighting. There are rules in the Shenfeng battlefield. Only war god will be on war god, and now Shen Shang will have a 10-game winning streak, so he will not encounter those war god who have fought in battle. And fighting with him, are just entering the Shenfeng battlefield to kill the young, even if there are some good strength, the people who fight are on him, still defeated, can only hate to leave. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor Miao Nai Nai. Shen Shang has won 8 consecutive games. Shen Shang has played 8 games, but before and after 4 hours. At the beginning of the Shenfeng battlefield, it was coldly clear, but now the more and more dumplings are far away. Many people have heard the news outside, and they all have to pay for the Tao Creation Saint Stone. 4 hours, winning streak 8 games. According to this speed, half a day can only become War God. This is too horrible. War God in the Shenfeng battlefield is not in the battlefield for many years to win 10-game winning streak. This guy, actually less than half a day, won 8 consecutive victories, and won 2 more games. War God. The famous team, this team is not a garbage team, actually got the baby. It's a good thing to witness the birth of this new War God. Yang Zhenming is happy. He found himself too small to look at Shen Shang. Shen Shang is not weaker than the well-known War God or even Battle Emperor in combat, and Shen Shang is very good at alchemy. But why are you so able to fight? Azure Dragon Battle Emperor looks at the back with a group of people, he gnashing teeth coldly snorted, disagreeing. It's just a matter of luck, encountering some garbage, plus he has good strength to have this kind of achievement. When he becomes War God, playing against War God, you will know yourself in War God. The gap, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is very disdainful, but there is a worry in my heart. Shen Shang is in the 9th battle. He is playing with a black and middle-aged man. He looks at the shackles and uses the power of lightning. But when he is 2, he is vomiting blood by Shen Shang. I can't afford it, then loud voice shouts and loses. 9 consecutive victories. As long as you win another game, Shen Shang can become War God. Chapter 3562. Shen Shang is also awkward. He is not so bullied. As long as he is right with his Shen Shang, he must be prepared to pay the price. Now Shen Zhang's goal is Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor wants to eat Feng Lanyi breakthrough, his team's behind-the-scenes boss Mu Yijing allowed, and also intends to help Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, meaning to conflict with Shen Shang. Regardless of who the other person is, Shen Shang is not afraid, even if Mu Yijing is now reconciled, he will never compromise. Shen Shang waited for a small half-hour, the 10th game started, just 8 strokes, he put the other side down. At this time the entire Shenfeng battlefield is cheering, because they witnessed a half-day less than 10-game winning streak War God was born. Feng Lanyi and Hua Liqing were happy at the same time, and they were secretly surprised. Shen Zhang's strength made them marvel, and Yang Zhenming finally had a feeling of exuberance. His famous team finally looked like it. It is also the peak of divine world defying realm, but the strength is disparity. This kind of thing is not surprising, because Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, the Great War of the Great War team, is super strong, ordinary divine world. Defying realm is facing them, basically they will be spiked. However, Shen Shang is an alchemist, and he has experienced in the Shenfeng battlefield, but he has such rich combat experience and powerful strength, which is incredible. This is an unprecedented event in the Shenfeng battlefield. Shen Shang they left the Shenfeng fighting field and took over the Song Shang. Shen Shang wants to challenge the War God of the 2 Aoki teams, and if they beat them, they can challenge the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Among the powerful teams, the War God is the strongest. Under normal circumstances, when the War God is challenged by others, or the team is greatly damaged, the War Go is a war card. God will also shoot, such as the last time War God, Mu Yijing let Azure Dragon Battle Emperor shot, successfully recover the loss. City Lord, Shenfeng fighting field seems to have regulations, as long as you pay the milk, other War God cannot refuse, if it refuses, the team will compensate for 1,000 Tao Creation Saint Crystal, right, said Shen Shang. It's so good, so the Aoki team can't refuse your challenge, Yang Zhenming said with a smile. You can rest assured, I will arrange it. City Lord, how many War God there are in the Aoki team? Shen Shang asked. What are you going to do? Yang Zhenming raised his brow and felt that something bad was going to happen. I have to challenge all of their War God first and then deal with their Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Is that okay? Shen Shang laughed. This can be, but you have to be clear, the War God of the Aoki team is different from the small shrimp you have encountered before. They have fought each other and experienced many life and death battles. Yang Zhenming shook his head. He didn't recommend Shen Shang to do that. Relationship, you have arranged, that's all right, I want Mu Yijing to be clear with me, Shen Shang said. Well, let's try it first. Yang Zhenming can only promise Shen Shang. Shen Shang is not blindly confident about his strength. It can be seen from the previous 10-game winning streak. During this time, Hua Liqing and Feng Lanyi are both in the City Lord's mansion. Hua Liqing also sells world-defying divine pill from time to time outside the City Lord's mansion. She sold 500 tablets in total and earned 670,000 Dao creations. Saint Stone, replaced by Dao creation Saint Crystal, but only 6 or 7. Shen Shang has been planning to earn Dao creation Saint Crystal during this time, because he has to kill the Guy Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, so he can continue to do business with confidence. After Shen Zhang's 10-game winning streak became War God, it's been half a month since Shen Zhang's half-month, and Bai Yuyu practiced fighting in time formation. Bai Yuyu has been concentrating on her devil art, even though she is already a divine world-defying realm late stage, but still able to play those devil art with great power. Divine weapon, divine tool and Dao creation spell are not allowed in the battle of the Shenfeng battlefield, and Bai Yuyu's devil art is the most suitable in this case. The previous combat skills, only a few suitable for use, can still play a good strength. Shen Shang in the time formation is also practicing the techniques that were often used by him many years ago. You used my devil art very often. Now that you have mastered my improved devil art, it is a good master and can make your own stronger, Bai Yuyu said. Even if there is Dao creation spell, with the help of things, you can rely on these devil art to break out a strong combat power. Well, many thanks Sister Yuyu, Shen Shang said with a smile. What kind of politeness to me? Bai Yuyu's cold and proud face reveals a hint of charming smile, hooking the emotion of Shen Zhang's heart. This is Bai Yuyu's powerful, she is always cold, once charming and affectionate. In one fell swoop one move released the power of the soul, so that Shen Shang could not hold it. During the time of Shen Shang and Bai Yuyu in the time of the formation plate, Bai Yuyu, who is always in a passive mood, will be swallowed up with the incomparable feminine style, and the two will enjoy the two sides when they are both. From the time formation plate, Su Maiyao saw Shen Shang and Bai Yuyu, and said with a smile, the two worlds are very good, you little rascal, by learning devil art, but you are taking over Sister Yuyu for so many years. Shen Shang just smiles and doesn't talk. Bai Yuyu is still coldly elegant, sitting on the side. I went out. I told the City Lord before. After half a month, Shen Shang snorted and left Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. Yang Zhenming is in the middle of the hall. Shen Shang is half a day. Shen Bo, things are not very optimistic. The Aoki team sent out a group of Huang Lun. Yang Zhenming looked worried. This guy can't handle it well. My goal is Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. If I can't beat War God, then I can talk about killing Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Shen Shang has a leisurely face and sits in a chair. Good time with Bai Yuyu, this cold and proud beauty. Shen Shang has mastered the powerful devil art of Bai Yuyu, and Bai Yuyu has improved a lot, so he is very confident. Well, start fighting tomorrow. You are ready to prepare. Yang Zhenming can only see Shen Zhang's. If you can win the War God, you can get 10 Dao Creation Saint Crystal. This is the Aoki team. I gave it over there. If you lose, that is, I gave 10 Dao Creation Saint Crystal them. Reassure, although 10 Dao Creation Saint Crystals are fresh for the City Lord, but I will never let you lose, Shen Shang said with a smile. I don't know if Mu Yijing will come out. Thousands of Dao Creation Saint Crystal, let me challenge Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Chapter 3563. The last time Mu Yijing was a slave to the blood-dressing War God, he opened 1,000 Dao Creation Saint Crystal, and the blood-dressed War God was defeated. It's hard to say, you will know tomorrow when you win, Yang Zhenming said. If he refuses, I will find a way to make you happy. Shen Shang has a small house in the City Lord's mansion, where Hua Liqing and Feng Lanyi are all here. They are all idle these days. They use the connections of Yang Zhenming to find out the whereabouts of various world-defying pill marks, or where is the good pill mark divine pill for sale. There is something in Dao Creation Ancient Land, Hua Liqing sighed. Dao Creation Saint Crystal and Dao Creation Saint Stone are a lot in it, I know, Shen Shang said with a smile. Liqing sister, is there your sweetheart inside, seeing your face like you? Liqing's sweetheart is in front of her, she is missing you, Feng Lanyi lighted with a smile. Hua Liqing heard Feng Lanyi's laughter, immediately blushing and then playing with Feng Lanyi. You little bird, don't talk, Hua Liqing said with a small mouth, pretending to be angry. I also want Liqing's sister and Lanyi bird, who makes you all beautiful, Shen Shang said with an evil smile. He walked over and held the two women, and the two women wanted to break free, but Shen Shang was very hard. Looking at her petite waist. You brat, too impudent, let go of elder sister, while licking beat Shen Shang and didn't dare to force it, because Shen Shang is going to fight tomorrow. Feng Lanyi also dared not to break away from Shen Shang. She is legendary world-defying realm, worried about hurting Shen Shang, so she can only let Shen Shang eat a little tofu. Shen Shang and the two women were having enough fun, and they stopped after they occupied the convenient. The two women blushed and scorned Shen Shang, but Shen Shang looked at them with a smile, making them even more angry. Licking sister, there is something in Tao Creation Ancient Land that makes you so memorable, Shen Shang asked. From the look of while licking, she knew she wanted to go in, but because Tao Creation Ancient Land was very dangerous, so she can only sigh. Supreme Spell, Feng Lanyi said. Licking says Supreme Spell is very important to you, and it happens to be in Tao Creation Ancient Land. Supreme Spell is very wonderful. The barrier outside the Seven Hills Island was shrouded by Supreme Spell. It was difficult for Shen Shang to break open. Xiao Shanglin, the curse of the sorcerer, was very interested in Supreme Spell. There is really Supreme Spell in the inside. Where did you hear the news? Shen Shang hastily asked. If it could be found, maybe it would help Xiao Shanglin to study world-defying pill mark. We have been asking about world-defying pill mark during this time, so I heard some people mention that world-defying pill mark has a lot to do with Supreme Spell. Among the world-defying pill mark, there are Supreme Spell, while licking said. In this way, look at the village squatting and smashing the slogan, said Shen Shang. Lanyi is the legendary world-defying realm, she is around, short what to ask. Tao Creation Ancient Land is still very dangerous. Even if there is legendary world-defying realm, it can't guarantee safety. City Lord told us that he was almost dead in Tao Creation Ancient Land, while licking shook his head. When the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is killed, Supreme Spell must get it. Now we want to be stronger. Only master the world-defying pill mark, so that I can make more and better divine. Pill, said Shen Shang. While licking and Feng Lanyi nodded, and Feng Lanyi was most impressed with the benefits of the powerful divine pill, because she evolved through Shen Zhang's refined licking Yandan. The battle between Shen Shang and the Blood-Shirt War God has been brewing for several days, very lively, and many people are looking forward to his battle. Ben, a new war god, and what is unusual, because this kind of thing is often there, but Shen Shang is a war god that finishes 10-game winning streak in a half day, which is unprecedented, so his reputation is very big. The next morning, Shen Shang paid for the troubles in the early morning. He asked while licking and Feng Lanyi to sit in the back row of the Shenfeng battlefield because he was worried that the battle could not be controlled. The barrier broke, and the bad luck was sitting in front of it. The number of people entering the Shenfeng battlefield has increased. This time, the level of excitement is no less than that of the last Bloody War God and the Crazy Sword War God. Shen boss, if you win, you can earn Tao Creation Saint Stone. I will divide you half. Yang Zhenming saw so many people entering, stunned. As long as Shen Shang wins, it means that the admission fee is all earned by him. This is something that every team boss is very yearning for. Like this high-profile competition, admission fees are not low, and generally, they are full. As long as they can brew such a lively, the Tao Creation Saint Stone earned is enough for a long time. Okay, Shen Shang nodded with a smile. Yang Zhenming will definitely not be guilty of Shen Zhang's, because the famous team is so famous at this time. It is the merit of Shen Shang alone. He is very happy to give Shen Shang most of the Tao Creation Saint Stone. Blood God is the most advanced field. He also has stepped into the legendary world-defying realm. The last time he was injured by the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, he should be affected. It may be that he just got hurt and was dragged. War God has changed his boss, but his popularity is still there. Most of the people present are crying for the Blood-Shirt War God. Blood War God, killing Scarlet Dragon War God. What is this guy called Scarlet Dragon War God? Do you think he is practicing Azure Dragon like Azure Dragon Battle Emperor? Scarlet Dragon is a rubbish, but it can turn the flame into the dragon, and it has its own cultivation. The nickname is just to scare people. Destroy Scarlet Dragon. His title has a dragon character, which makes me feel insulting. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is my heart gods. Various brainless admirers screamed Shen Shang in madness and held their admirers to the sky. After Shen Shang heard it, he just smiled. He felt that it was time to put gods in the hearts of these brainless worshippers. Stepping on the feet, their expressions must be rich. Shen Shang came on the scene, and the avid admirers sitting in front of them taunted Shen Shang, which made the bloody war god and the secretly watched Azure Dragon Battle Emperor feel dark. Yang Zhenming was watching in a hidden corridor, when a blue-shirted middle-aged, Mu Yijing. Yang Zhenming, really think of you alchemist friend, unexpectedly so able to play, this kind of wizard is very rare, Mu Yijing said with a smile. Unfortunately, this wizard is not long. You just received a good slave and will soon be destroyed. This is a slave to the legendary world-defying realm. It will be soon, but you will not feel pity because there is another better dog slave, the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, Yang Zhenming laughed. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor followed Mu Yijing. After hearing the words of Yang Zhenming, the muscles on his face twitched and he was angry, but he could not do anything. He was not an opponent of Yang Zhenming at all. Chapter 3564. Compared with Yang Zhenming, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is not a level at all. Even if he enters legendary world-defying realm, he is still a weak person in the eyes of Yang Zhenming. Although he is not an opponent of Yang Zhenming, he does not prevent him from hating Yang Zhenming. He hates everyone who looks down on him. Looking at Shen Shang in the battlefield, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor has some hope that Shen Shang can beat War God, so he has a chance to fight Shen Shang. He wants to swear Shen in front of Yang Zhenming. Shang, he thinks that this will definitely make Yang Zhenming hate him. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor just wants to be in the heart. If the Battle of War God is lost, Mu Yijing can have a big loss. This is not what Mu Yijing wants to see. You alchemist friend really has personality, in order to deal with me, unexpectedly personally, Mu Yijing said with a smile. Unfortunately, he is young and frivolous, too small to see the background of my Mu Yijing accumulated for many years. Do not say anything else, it's just that he can deal with War God. Mu Yijing is very confident about his War God. Yang Zhenming sees his face like a hottie and wants to punch it. Do not say so absolutely, Yang Zhenming is not worried about Shen Shang. Shen Zhang's is very strong. The previous 10 battles are all useful. Haha, then we will wait and see. Anyway, this guy loses, and most of them will be killed. Mu Yijing smiled very happy. This is a very good alchemist, it's a pity, haha. Blood War God will definitely beat Shen Zhang's, right? Mu Yijing said to Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Yes, the Blood Shirt War God is very strong, and it is one of the best in War God in the Shenfeng battlefield, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor said respectfully, and only in front of this expert will he lower the head of the world. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor said so, but there was some doubt in his heart. He still clearly remembers how Shen Shang destroyed his Azure Dragon arrogant potential. Shen Shang seems to have a strong strength hidden. In the battlefield, the bloody War God's red eyes, stunned with a burst of killing intent, Shen Shang feels like this is a viper, but this snake is very arrogant, it seems don't take him seriously. Shen Shang had seen the battle between the blood-dressing War God and the Mad Sword War God. Afterwards, he had a certain understanding of the strength of the blood-coated War God. War God knows nothing about him. He thinks that he is a weak alchemist. He is only lucky and has a good fire, so he can win 10 games in a half day and become War God, causing a great sensation. War God knows Shen Zhang's just like this. He doesn't care about other things. He just wants to defeat Shen Shang so that he can reconcile his peace of mind and wait until the breakthrough. The admirers of many blood-dressing War God on the field are madly shouting invincible, bloody clothes will win, and so on. Shen Shang can hear laughter. Blood Shirt War God is so powerful, it will not be Azure Dragon Battle Emperor defeated. Everyone is quiet. You take a look, see how I broke this brat. War God sounded like a bell, snarled. The scene was quiet, and the admirers were very excited. Just quiet, Shen Shang sang with a smile. The blood is invincible, I don't think it will be. If this is the case, you will not be defeated by Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, and will not be a slave of others. So, a large group people shouting blood invincible, bloody clothes will win, it is fart, you listen to this group of stupid pigs smelly fart all day long, can win. Hearing Shen Zhang's words, those really sulfur sulphones were returned to Nasuo, and then the group of fanatical admirers smashed cursed. The most ugly face is the Blood Shirt War God, because he is the most taboo to say that he is a slave, although this is true, as long as someone mentions it, it will sting his heart. Shen Shang saw the muscles of War God's face twitching, knowing that the Blood Shirt War God was angry, and he still smiled and said, War God, if you will let the other group of stupid pigs shut up, it's too much affecting your mood. Think back to it, when you were fighting Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, the group of stupid pigs were always shouting for victory and invincibility, but you still lost. Don't you think this is a shame? If the group of stupid pigs don't shout, maybe, so sad. You shut me up, wait for the battle, I will tear your mouth away for the first time. War God snarled against Shenshong, his body swelled and his upper body suddenly opened. The pale golden stone body. His body can be turned into a Tao creation saint stone at any time. From the current rank Sulphone, once he enters the legendary world-defying realm, he is likely to evolve into a Tao creation saint crystal. As a slave of Mu Yijing, he will definitely become Mu Yijing. A big assistant, plus Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, his strength can be imagined. Tear him away. The fanatics of those blood-dressing war gods screamed wildly, and Shenshong yelled them as stupid pigs, making them angry. The old man at the side of the field saw it almost time, then yelled, "Go war!" The blood-shirt war god roared like a beast, the sound waves shook, and the entire Shenfeng battlefield was shaken by his angry roar. He followed a heavy pace, like an angry bullfight, rushing to Shenshong. War God is very slow, because his body becomes Tao creation saint stone, it will become very heavy, but also let him have a strong strength. Every time he takes a step, the earth will make it tremble. Shen Zhang's understanding of the blood-shirt war god, the body's defense is very strong, the mad war god into the divine sword's arms, it is difficult to hurt the blood war god in the slightest, and the blood-shirt war god also has the fatal weakness is that the speed is very slow, compared with the speed of Shen Zhang's, like a tortoise and a leopard. Therefore, the blood-shirt war god rushed through the roasting, and Shenshong was very dexterous to avoid. This slow turtle, also shouting to tear me, Shenshong smiled in his heart and sang a sneak peek at the Yu. The mad sword war god was caught and broken because of the arm that turned into a sword, so Yuanqi was seriously injured and was shredded by the blood-coated war god. War god is very calm, because he knows that his fleshly body is very strong, and only Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, who cultivates world-defying divine beast, and practice lightning, can ignore his Tao creation saint stone. The same powerful body, hitting his divine sea and soul. Bold little rascal, you will only avoid it everywhere, haha, you are even worse than the crazy sword war god, at least the crazy sword war god will attack me constantly. War god rushed to Shenshong 3 times in a row. All have success. Chapter 3565. Shenshong remembers that there are rules in the Shenfeng battlefield. You can't dodge or resist 10 times in a row. Otherwise, if you lose, if you stand still and let the other party fight, or meet the other party, you will not worry about violations. Shenshong has been dodging 3 times, and he remembers in his heart that he needs to be stable against War God. Even if he wants to be close, he has to choose a good chance. After dodging 7 or 8 times, Shenshong also had a good chance to find a good opportunity. War God is a battle with a lot of experience. It is difficult to find flaws. Once you get close to him, it is easy to be caught. He shredded with the super strong strength. Shenshong originally wanted to be invisible, but he felt that the level of expert in War God could definitely be sensed. If he was not careful, he would still be caught. War God slammed again, and Shen Zhang's blood-dressing War God was 2 feet away from him, condensing a powerful flame of world-defying, playing through meteor god energy, and then with the whole day, hit a flame shock wave. With a bang, Shenshong pushed the palm of the blood-colored comet and fired the waves with the mighty waves, swaying the earth, and rushing over the clouds. The power of Shen Zhang's palm is still very strong, at least because he has encountered the strongest flame in the Shenfeng battlefield. Broken, Blood Wad War God yelled, punched out and hit the raft. Bang! Blood War's War God double-handedly issued a scorpion. 13 Air Mo, rushed to a huge fire group. The fire group instantly shattered, the fire group burst open, the fire blazed, the light shining in the battlefield, invisible in the middle of what happened. Shenshong and the blood-shirt war god were shrouded in flames. You can only try it with Heavenly Dragon Seal. Shenshong at this time, show Heavenly Dragon Seal. Heavenly Dragon Seal has been improved by him, and he can display the energy of the square, and then turn it into a mad dragon. It takes a little time to smash. Although the rules of the fight do not allow borrowing of external forces, this gathers all around energy through its own cultivation technique. The method is not a violation of the law, many people will do this, but they all have Shenshong doing the peak. Shenshong is releasing most of his strength, rising high, and then based on his strength, attracting the strength of the square to gather together. He had previously discussed with Bai Yuyu and Long Shui in the time formation, and it took a long time to enhance the cultivation technique. After Shen Zhang's Heavenly Dragon Seal, there was a lightning flashing thunder cry above the top of the bucket. War God is also aware of what, said with a sneer, I want to gather energy, I want to be a segment, you are too small to see me, just that is your strongest strength, you are really disappointing. I'm going to see when you can support it. War God's body suddenly rose over a faint glow. Shen Zhang's heart jumps, the blood shirt War God wants to release most of his strength, can push his bulky body to move flexibly, he is going to use all his strength to fight. Proud Thunder Fire. When Shen Zhang was nervous, he was willing to release 5% of Heavenly Dragon Seal, seeing the air-colored lightning and the blood-colored flame quickly condense, turning into a mad dragon and making a loud roar. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor saw this scene, his face was dignified. He knew that Shen Zhang's strength was related to the dragon, but he thought it would be so strange. The man who has been yelling just now, is quiet at this time, this dragon that appears suddenly is too shocking, this is not a real dragon, but the two energies of flame and lightning are condensed, but it looks good, lifelike, fearsome. This Scarlet Dragon War God really has a set. It's a 10-game winning streak and it's an alchemist. It's really not a simple answer. This method seems to be very strong. It combines the energy of all around and transforms it into stronger energy, which is similar to the number of alchemy roads. Everyone was amazed that the admirers of the blood-dressed war god were also worried at this time, worried that the blood-shirt war god would be defeated. I want to destroy this thing. War God saw the dragon fly down, raised his fist, and shouted. He hated the dragon most, mainly because of Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Under the pressure of Thunderfire Dragon, the dragon made an angry roar, and the bang banged on the ground, and the blood-coated war god shrouded. Ah! War God loud voice screamed, his fists danced wildly. He thought that the fallen dragon was condensed into a ball, and it could be banged. How can I know that after the dragon fell, it turned into a myriad of little dragons? In addition to the strong driving force of the road, he shot him all over the body. Blood God is most afraid of the power of lightning, as long as it is powerful enough to break through the powerful Saint Stone body. Shen Shang released the Miao Mu Zhang Upsilon Dong Huang Zhen Chen Zhang Upsilon Dong Huang Zhen Chen. Blood God is such a powerful body that it needs a strong lightning force to penetrate. Shen Shang only uses the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. Now he doesn't want to expose Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. War God also feels that the body is tingling pain, and it is very hot, making him very uncomfortable. He also knows very well that he has suffered damage. As long as this energy is weak, he can recover. As a well-known War God knows that Shen Zhang's purpose is to fight for a short time and attack him for the next round, and this round of attacks is mostly a close attack. Shen Shang really rushed over, many people can guess. So rare to get the opportunity, unexpectedly use this ordinary fist to fight, it is difficult for everyone to understand. War God is a victory, even if the body is tingling pain, but it can be punched in Shen Zhang's fist, and timely punching the past, this is also Shen Shang expected, Blood War God unexpectedly can fight back. Shen Zhang's fist hit the head of the blood-dressing War God, but now it was met by a fist of the blood-shirt War God. At the moment when the two fists collided, an invisible wave broke out, Shen Shang was fated to fly backwards. Although there is a head in the blood-shirt War God, Shen Zhang's fist just caused a lot of damage to the blood-shirt War God. I saw the blood-armed War God's forward-armed arm, which was suddenly soft, under. This is the bones of the bones, originally called Transforming Bone Devil Palm, but it has been turned into a mysterious darkness by Bai Yu for many years, even if it can be played through the sword, provided that it is necessary to contact with the other party. The strange darkness is beaten, and through the powerful defense outside the body, it can directly enter the body and turn the bones away. In the moment, War God can feel the bones of his arm very deeply. It has disappeared with the bones in the shoulder. There is any pain. Chapter 3566. War God suddenly became scared. Everyone didn't know what happened. Just after seeing the blood-shirts War God and Shen Shang, the arm seemed to be seriously injured and fell down. It can be seen that Shen Shang just looked down, with a strange strength. Shen Shang hits shocking heaven palm in the air, with a raging lightning, locking another arm of the blood-shirt War God, and the blood-shirt War God can only use another arm to bombard the shock and be annoyed. His arm was so slammed by the power of this lightning, and Shen Shang was already stunned, and he was punching his head again. War God is a big man, and he doesn't know where he is going to graze, so he can retreat a few steps. He can't use his fist to fight now. He is afraid of Shen Zhang's strange strength, and he is not tingling pain. Knowing what happened to his arm that was boned, The lock of the Sempran, Shen Shang released several little dragons that were made into lightning, entwined the waist and body of the blood-dressing war god, and then quickly rushed up again. Boom! Shen Shang punched the head of war god in the blood coat, and the bones of the bones were successfully scored. Then he quickly blasted a few punches, poured a strand of bones, and entered the blood-shirt war god. All over the body. The bones of the blood-warmed war god head were turned away, and then the legs were stretched. He was suddenly fell to the ground. The body that was still very inflated, and it became a bit dry. This scene is very strange. Shen Shang immediately rushed up, with his palms facing the bloody war god's mouth, releasing the strongest meteor god energy, with the raging fire lightning pouring into the body from the mouth of the blood-coated war god. The blood-shirt war god fell down, and everyone's ruthlessness hurt the family. The body of the blood-warmed war god's saint stone is very strong. Even if there is a strong strength, it is difficult for him to lie on the ground for a while. Just now, Shen Shang looked at the rise of the sputum, actually let the blood-shirt war god fall to the ground, and then Shen Shang quickly opened the mouth of the blood-shirt war god, playing meteor god energy. Just as everyone was still immersed in the astonishment of war god falling into the blood, and saw the body of the blood-coated war god suddenly swelling, they immediately thought that the blood-shirt war god had recovered. And they all know that they are wrong. The body of the blood-coated war god swelled, but suddenly burst into a bang, and Shen Zhang's meteor god energy broke through the body of the blood-coated war god. Everyone saw the blood-stained war god. The huge body exploded in a flash of lightning and flames. It turned into pieces and was scattered all over the platform. After Shen Shang played 2 meteor god energy, he was hastily flashing to the side. He saw the blood-shirt war god turned into pieces, and he gave a slight sigh of relief. Everyone thought that they were wrong. They were all unbelieving, they were wide-eyed, and they saw the Tao Creation Saint Stone, which is glittering than the fighting platform. It is the fragment of the blood-colored war god. Blood god actually died like this, and the process is not too intense, but it is very strange. Dead, dead, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor said with a frown. Mu Yijing, who was just haughty, couldn't speak, his face was blue, and the blood-shirt war god was dead or alive. He was very clear, because the blood-shirt war god signed a master and servant contract with him, and the blood-dressed war god died. He can immediately sense it. However, it was all too fast. The blood-shirt war god was hit by Shen Shang with flame lightning, and it was paralysis. The body of the blood-warmed war god Saint Stone was very powerful and could not be defeated in a short time, even Azure Dragon Battle Emperor can only smash the divine sea of war god, which is hard to destroy its fleshly body. After the blood war god, Mu Yijing is like everyone else, but I think that the blood-warming war god is too strong for the lightning strength and the shock strength. With the body of the Saint Stone, you can stand up again as long as you support it. Everyone thought that after the blood-shirt war god fell, not only could it be broken from the new station, even the body was broken. While licking clenched Feng Lanyi's jade hand and whispered, "This guy is too terrifying, how is it done, what he did?" Feng Lanyi just looked very seriously. As a person of legendary world-defying realm, she still found something. Shen Boss looks like a sly, it contains a very terrifying and mysterious strength. You should remember the blood-shirt war god after he had punched his fist, the arm hangs down. It should be abolished. Maybe the internal bones are greatly affected. Subsequently, Shen Boss made a few punches in the head and body of war god. The blood-dressed war god fell down and looked sly. Finally he put a strong strength from the blood-shirt war god. The mouth is poured into the interior. He should have detonated the divine sea of the blood-coated war god, causing the body of the blood-warmed war god's Saint Stone to explode. Shen Shangwan, Yang Zhenming was happy, but more shocked. Like Feng Lanyi, he found the importance of those circles. It was a very mysterious strength. Just now, I'm still screaming at the blood-shirt war god, the invincible admirer of the blood-shirt war god. At this time, if you are sad, you will have a sad appearance, and the blood-warmed war god will step into the legendary world-defying realm, even though it is a slave. 100,000 years later is free, still a powerful legendary world-defying realm expert, now unexpectedly smashed here. After the silence, there was a noisy exclamation and argument in the Shenfeng battlefield. Shen Shang wins, the responsible old man was surprised and announced the results. Mu Yijing can be described as a heavy loss. The Blood Wolf War God will become the legendary world-defying realm. It will be his strongest slave, but it will be destroyed by Shen Shang. Mu Yijing was angry and twitched and turned to look at Yang Zhenming, who was haughty. You lost, Yang Zhenming said with a smile. Mu Yijing immediately shouted. Scarlet Dragon War God, I sent Azure Dragon Battle Emperor to play against you. If you can beat Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, you can get 1,000 Tao Creation Saint Crystal. If you lose, do me. Slave, do you accept the challenge? I accept, but after 10 days, I need to be prepared, Shen Shang said. Actually, he just played a real strength. He said that after 10 days, there are other purposes. 10 days in 10 days, you must not renege on the time. In the Shenfeng battlefield, it is not allowed to have lied, otherwise it will be disqualified. Mu Yijing angered, he looked at Yang Zhenming, coldly snorted and just left. Shen Shang won, and today's Heavenly God's Tao Creation Saint Stone's income is all worthy of the famous team. Yang Zhenming is happy, and his famous team has finally made a name for himself. Shen Shang left the battlefield from the special passage. Yang Zhenming quickly went up, said with a smile, Shen boss, really thinks that your combat power is as good as your alchemy technique. I have said that I will win, Shen Shang said with a smile. City Lord, help me arrange the next battle. I want to challenge the war god of the Aoki team. I will continue to kill their war god. Well, Yang Zhenming understands that Shen Zhang's means that the war god of the Aoki team is a Dai. Chapter 3567. Mu Yijing is a gas bomber. He thinks of Shen Shang, the weak alchemist. He broke out such a powerful strength and killed the blood-shirt war god. The most embarrassing thing for him is that he was still in front of Yang Zhenming. But only how long it took to be beaten, and it was beaten badly. Yang Zhenming, this bastard, is definitely happy to die, Mu Yijing said wickedly. He walked through the hall and was hard to get rid of. Boss, I will beat Shen Shang 10 days later, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor said swearingly. As long as Shen Shang was taken as a slave, Feng Lanyi could let him do whatever he wanted. Well, I believe in you. You practice world-defying Azure Dragon and want to beat you, unless that brat also cultivates the powerful world-defying Divine Beast, and from his previous battle with the Blood-Shirt War God, he has practice. I don't feel the breath of world-defying Divine Beast. Mu Yijing thought that Azure Dragon Battle Emperor could beat Shen Shang and it was a lot more comfortable for a while. He said with a sneer, even if Shen Shang has world-defying Divine Beast, it is definitely not your opponent. Your world-defying Divine Beast is a step into the legendary world-defying realm. Mu Yijing is very confident in the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, because even he feels that the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is very powerful, and no one can deal with it. He thinks that the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is an invincible presence in the peak of divine world-defying realm. Even if there is an opponent who is evenly matched with him, at most, he can only make a tie and it is difficult to beat him. Among the city lord's mansion, Hua Liking and Yang Zhenming settled the bonus on the admission fee, which would be a huge fortune, and Shen Shang thought it would be much faster than his alchemy. It's just that this method of earning Tao Creation Saint Stone can't last long, and it's only occasionally smashing it. The continuous battle is more expensive for people, and there will be unknown dangers. Shen Shang still thinks that alchemy is more interesting, because once a good Dan is refining, he can sell high prices, and he can also improve his strength. The most important thing is status. Yang Zhenming, the city lord, respected him and can see how high a good alchemist status is. Feng Lanyi and Shen Shang in a yard of city lord's mansion. Shen Shang saw Feng Lanyi worried, said with a smile, Lanyi, you don't have to worry. If I really lose, I will choose to die. I will be the slave of that guy. Shen Shang can guess that if Mu Yijing accepts him as a slave, he will definitely let him deal with Feng Lanyi for the first time, because Feng Lanyi is a precious pills that can promote Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. I believe you will win. There was some cold Feng Lanyi beautiful smile in normally, and then she sighed. I am just worried that Mu Yijing will not hesitate to retaliate against you. He is an important figure in Wooden Mountain faction. Quote, it really needs to be watched. This is the future. Wait until I beat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Let's let the city lord help me out, said Shen Shang. Feng Lanyi nodded. Now she is jealous of her. The most important thing is to protect Shen Shang. She is the legendary world-defying realm and is the strongest person around Shen Shang. Hua Liking looks back and sees her sweet smile. She knows that Yang Zhenming has given her many Tao Creation Saint Stones. So many Tao Creation Saint Stone, how to spend it, Hua Liking Zhao said with a smile. How many are there? Feng Lanyi walked over and asked. 1 million Tao Creation Saint Stone. Hua Liking took out a storage pouch and shook it in his hand, handing it to Shen Shang. In fact, there are not many. 10,000 Tao Creation Saint Stone can be replaced by a Tao Creation Saint Crystal, but here is only 100 Tao Creation Saint Crystal. Shen Shang said. I think it is still too little. Yeah, only 100 Tao Creation Saint Crystal, Wall Licking thought, thinking that the Tao Creation Saint Stone in his hand became very few. A lot of it. If you sell low-grade world-defying divine pill, you don't know how many to sell, Feng Lanyi said with a smile. Want to use it? If you can, take 800,000 Tao Creation Saint Stone and replace it with 80 Tao Creation Saint Crystal, leaving 2 used 1000 Tao Creation Saint Stone for other purposes. Everything has to wait for me to beat Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, then do intend. Shen Shang trusts Wall Licking, so these things are handed over to her. The use of Tao Creation Saint Crystal for Shen Shang Meng, mainly refiner, enhance his divine mirror of 6 paths or pill furnace, then time formation and the like. He also has a plan to arrange a strong teleportation formation to see if he can contact Divine Dragon Lake on the shore of first layer world-defying Soul River, and then pass all the people there. This is a long-term plan. You need Xiao Shanglin and Feng Ka to use space spell to peak. Yang Zhenming laughed at He's walk. Shen Shang had so many beautiful people around him. He didn't feel strange in his heart, because Shen Shang was very powerful. Feng Lanyi was Shen Shang who helped to enter legendary world-defying realm. It's also very normal to follow Shen Zhang's heart and soul. City Lord, arranged better than the bucket, Shen Shang asked with a smile. Tomorrow, fight against the Aoki team's sword, War God. This sword War God and the crazy sword War God are the same master. From the name Sulphone, this person is mad, but it is not. I think this guy still it's good, polite, and elegant, says Yang Zhenming. I have heard of this person. It is said that he has become a war god, and he has lost. Feng Lanyi said. It is a relatively low-key but very powerful guy in the Aoki team. Yang Zhenming nodded. Yes, but Shen Boss will be able to defeat him. If he can't even beat him, let alone play Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. City Lord, like a large team like the Aoki team, what kind of relationship is their war god and boss? Is the master and servant relationship? Shen Shang asked. No, just hire a relationship. War god can go at any time, Yang Zhenming said. Mu Yijing always wanted to take full control of these war gods and make him a horse. The blood shirt war god is a good example. If it's not because you killed the blood-breaking war god, in the absence, he will have 2 slaves of the legendary world-defying realm. The slave with whom he signed the master and servant contract can die for him, which is very terrifying. Yang Zhenming glanced at Feng Lanyi. Looking at the sputum and coming to the rice, I am willing to be the slave of Mu Yijing. This is why Mu Yijing is desperate to deal with me, Feng Lanyi said. She is not worried about being arrested now because Shen Shang is very protective to her, otherwise she will not personally go to deal with Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, which makes her very moved. Yes, if the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is dead, Yang Zhenming said with a smile. He will go crazy. When will he get mad? Shen Shang said, exactly what Feng Lanyi was worried about. There may be chaos, but you don't have to worry. On that day, many people, Mu Yijing's opponent, will have missed the look of Mu Yijing Lu's face. They don't want to miss the second time. Yang Zhenming is not worried. Haha said with a smile. Chapter 3568. Mu Yijing learned that Shen Shang challenged his Aoki team's war god, and an inexplicable hatred immediately came on. He knew that Shen Shang did this in order to avenge his dealings with Feng Lanyi, who had lost a blood-shirt war god. But Shen Shang has nothing to lose, but he has made a fortune. This bastard, actually want to kill war god of my Aoki team one by one. Mu Yijing smashed the stone table in front of him. The strength of the knife is strong enough to kill him. Mu Yijing said this, but in my heart, I have a lot of confidence, because Shen Shang can beat the blood-shirt war god, and the strength of war god is not as good as that of war god. Boss, the strength of the knife is very strong, although it looks like the time of the village, but under the appearance of his nas, but there is a very violent strength hidden. The strength is not weaker than the blood-shirt war god, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor said. He wants to see the mysterious strength of Shen Shang carefully through the battle between Shen Shang and the sword war god. Because the body of war god was blown up, they couldn't know exactly what Shen Zhang's bones had, which led them to fear the strange and mysterious strength that Shen Shang had. This Shen Shang, I will not let him go. Mu Yijing is more and more eager. The bloody war god is so good, he just got it soon, and he was cut off by Shen Shang. This makes him feel awkward. Legendary world-defying realm's slave can be measured by Tao Creation Saint Crystal. Boss, Wooden Mountain Faction Outer Sect Chuan. 17. related to Shen Shang, a black man walked in, and then took out a jade token with a message about Shen Zhang's. After Mu Yijing finished watching, his face was dignified, and then he smashed a chair next to him. Outer Sect, this group of waste materials, especially Deer of Outer Sect, a legendary world-defying realm, actually can't handle divine world-defying at the time. Shen Shang of the realm middle stage, let him run. Mu Yijing handed the jade token to the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor and let the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor go. After reading Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, frowning, Shen Shang, this guy, from the divine world-defying realm middle stage to the late stage peak, and then the straw, and how long it took, how did he do it? Alchemy, Shen Shang is a very innate talent alchemist, and his world-defying divine pill is definitely better. I bought someone and bought it for Alchemy Grandmaster, the Alchemy Grandmaster said. Dan still has a lot of room for improvement. After the upgrade, people can continue to improve the breakthrough, and they can quickly enter the divine world-defying realm late stage. Mu Yijing was very upset. He began to regret that he should not be right with Shen Shang. But now that he has caused losses, he must not stop. You go to find a knife, let him play better tomorrow, don't need to beat Shen Shang, just hurt Shen Shang, or force Shen Shang's stronger strength. Mu Yijing waved Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor does it right away. Shen Shang won before and got 10 Dao Creation Saint Crystals. He asked Xiao Xianglin and Feng Ke to use the Scorpion Sinus Sheath. He rested for one night. He woke up in the morning and saw Feng Lanyi and Hua Liqing is in the middle of the hall. I have seen Shen Shang before defeating the Blood Shirt War God. Hua Liqing and Feng Lanyi are so worried about Shen Shang, know that Shen Zhang's is strong, but they still care about this fight. Shen Shang is a relaxed face, greeting two women, and then looking for Yang Zhenming. Yang Zhenming is already waiting for Shen Shang, and he is also very happy. If Shen Shang wins today, his reputation as a team will be even greater, because Shen Shang kills the Blood Shirt War God, which makes him famous, so today the battle between Shang and the Sword, War God, is also very eye-catching. Entering the Shenfeng fighting field, Hua Liqing and Feng Lanyi sat in the last position, which they let Yang Zhenming leave for them. Shen Shang followed Yang Zhenming into the backstage of the Shenfeng battlefield, where only the important characters such as the team can enter. Shen boss, today's sulfonate yan fan chi 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 chi. Shen Shang also saw a few young men with expression cold and proud. They all grew very far, obviously not a camp. They were middle-aged next to them, and that was the boss of the Great War team. Old Yang, your famous team has finally improved a bit, let the Aoki team plant a big heel, a bald middle-aged with a smile, and then looked at Shen Shang. This is Scarlet Dragon War God, it's very young. After 9 days, if you can beat Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, you are a Battle Emperor, said the middle-aged saddle with a smile and also took a shot. Zhang's shoulders. Hey, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is so easy to beat, said a tall young man behind the middle-aged head with a sneer. There is very little fighting between the War God, because it will not pay for it. The general team will not let their own brand War God challenge the other brand War God. Therefore, these Emperor War God think that War God, the other Emperor of the battle, is as powerful as himself. Both have equal share. They saw Shen Shang and felt disappointed because they have sensed that Shen Zhang's cultivation is so powerful. Energy, such as the strength of world-defying divine beast. Being able to become the War God in the Shenfeng battlefield, you have a strong strength that stands out among the peaks of divine world-defying realm and is far ahead, crushing the same level of divine world-defying realm. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is really easy to beat, but I think you are much weaker than Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Shen Shang looked at the tall young man, laughed. What do you say, there is a kind of fight, the tall young angrily said. Yang Zhenming hastily to Shen Shang's sound transmission. This guy is a wild bear battle emperor, practicing a wild bear, very strong. Well, how about playing with me after 9 heavens, I won, how much Dao Creation Saint Crystal you give? Shen Shang is still with a smile. You're kidding, you don't want to play with Azure Dragon Battle Emperor after 9 heavens, Barbarian Battle Emperor loudly said. I packed up the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, picking you up by the way. How big? Shen Shang said without hesitation, his voice was calm and smiling, a little proud, but in his words but with incomparable arrogance. The Barak Emperor is a real name War God. He actually said that he would pick him up by the way. Other Battle Emperor and his boss felt very interesting at this time. They rarely saw people who were calm and very proud. Dare to dare, Shen Shang said with a smile. Don't dare, anyway, you are a bear, things, understand. Middle-aged Haha said with a smile. Scarlet Dragon War God is really confident in yourself. Okay, I will be the master. Set the battle, the conditions are the same as the Aoki team. You win, thousands of Tao Creation Saint Crystal. You lose, make me a slave. Okay, a word. Shen Shang just wanted to agree, but was pulled by Yang Zhenming hastily. Shen boss, this is not a joke. Defeating Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, and defeating this guy, this is not very good, Yang Zhenming said. I can win him, Shen Shang responded. In a word, after 9 days, if I beat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, you will play, Shen Shang said very easily. Chapter 3569. After Shen Shang and Yang Zhenming left, the bosses of those teams gathered together. After Shen Shang and Yang Zhenming left, the bosses of those teams gathered together. Blur, this brat is really confident, but you are making a big profit. Well not, beat Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, where there is still strength to fight with your wild bear. Maybe he beats the Blood Shirt War God, and he is overconfident, the bald middle-aged laughed. Other bosses are not optimistic about Shen Shang. They believe that Shen Shang is likely to defeat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, but after defeating the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, it is almost impossible to play the Wild Bear Battle Emperor unless Shen Shang is Legendary World. Defying Realm. After Shen Shang entered the match, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor also knew that Shen Shang and Barbie Battle Emperor had a fight. He didn't know what, and he was very angry. He felt that Shen Shang didn't fight after 9 heavens. In the eyes, unexpectedly went to pick up another battle. On the stage, the knife, War God, screamed early. He was dressed in a white gown, and the scholar dressed up. He looked at the fat island and smeared it. He had a faint gentle smile on his face, apparently seeing an old friend. No one can create any hostility. The War God and the Mad God are the same master, and the Mad God is a very crazy guy. It's hard to imagine them being senior brothers. Seeing the knife, War God, Shen Shang was very vigilant. He felt that the knife, War God, was hidden deep. War God looks like a sorrowful lie, Shen Shang said. What is the rumor, War God? He knows, but still smiles. You are a gentle scholar, said Shen Shang. It looks awkward, but I think you will be very terrifying when you wait for a fight. Shen Shang has this kind of hunch. My boss told me that as long as I can hold you for an hour, I will get 50 Tao Creation Saint Crystals. Even if I lose, he will give me these 50 Tao Creation Saint Crystals, War God said, so I have to wait a bit to become very terrifying. 50 Tao Creation Saint Crystal is quite a lot, equivalent to 500,000 Tao Creation Saint Stone, is a large sum of money. War God needs to win 5 games to get. Here is not every War God, it's not that every War God fights every day. 50 Tao Creation Saint Crystal is enough for you, Shen Shang asked. About 50 years, War God thought seriously and said. If you give me 50 Creation Saint Crystal, I might let you step into Legendary World Defying Realm. Can you step into Legendary World Defying Realm in 50 years? Said Shen Shang said with a smile, watching him it looks like a joke. But the knife, War God, answered very seriously. I can't necessarily enter the Legendary World Defying Realm for 5,000 years. If you really let me step into the Legendary World Defying Realm, 500 Tao Creation Saint Crystals are worth it. War God frowned slightly. Set a serious face. Shen Shang just said that he was sure to let the War God break through. He just felt that licking Yan Shinden was very effective for this kind of pure flame, because he could feel the knife War God has a hot heart. Shen Shang himself is alchemy, the use of flame is also very strong, but he has this opportunity. Su Maiyao and Xiao Shanglin are also practicing fire, they are not the same. However, his Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon is okay, so hesitant to hesitate. If wanted to let the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon try it, can you step into the Legendary World Defying Realm? Can you really let me step into the Legendary World Defying Realm? The sound of War God appeared in Shen Zhang's mind. I grasp, but you can try, Shen Shang answered truthfully. Okay, I tried it, said the word War God, which made Shen Shang suddenly stunned. This is a knife of War God, but Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, Mu Yijing, actually wants to cooperate with him. You can rest assured that by the time I will swear by blood, I will never do anything that hurts you, and I will never hurt anyone around you, said War God. War God is not stupid. He knows Feng Lanyi's business. After Feng Lanyi knew Shen Shang, he stepped into the Legendary World Defying Realm. He also succumbed to Shen Shang. It is obvious that Shen Shang helped Feng Lanyi break through. Yang Zhenming is a city lord. Although his famous team is not very good, he is also a fighter in the city of Zanwei, but he respects Shen Shang, so he thinks that Shen Shang definitely has something to do with people. Quickly step into the Danish side of legendary world-defying realm. The fight is still not playing. Shen Shang was a little depressed, asked for the sound transmission. Of course I want to fight, I will still try my best to fight you, War God responded. That's fine, then I won't be merciful when I wait. Shen Shang is thinking about what tactics to use. I only heard an old man shouted, begin. The battle started, and the knife, War God, waved his hand, and his arm burned with flames, especially his 5 fingers. The burning flame was a strong golden fire. Flame flying knife, one person shouted. The flame flying knife that is formed into a finger, it is said that the War God that has been fought with the knife War God is finally placed on the flame knife. I have also heard that only the flame knife is the trump card of War God. It is his strongest trick. He actually used it at the beginning. Everyone knows a lot about War God, and they all want to use the strongest combat skills from the beginning. Mu Yijing angrily said in the background, this bastard, what he wants to do, I did not tell him, do you want to delay time? Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is also very angry, he unexpectedly does not listen to the order, he must kick him out of the team. Yang Zhenming said with a smile, do you want to see the tactics of Scarlet Dragon War God? I think you are unexpectedly so worried about Scarlet Dragon War God. Mu Yijing Yang Zhenming, just glaring at the War God, which is above the fighting platform. Shen Shang faced the knives War God and felt terrified. He could feel very deeply that the flame-burning War God burned the fingers of golden fire. The degree of flame can be said to be pure and violent. Let him feel that the War God, the whole body, including the soul, is aflame, and at this time a raging fire is released. Take it, War God sipped, and saw his palms tremble. It burst open instantly. 10 golden lights flew toward Shen Shang. His palms were gone, like broken from the wrist. Open. The 2 palms of War God turned into a 10-handed flame knife, and several of them flew over the battlefield. The other ones flew from all directions to Shen Shang. The speed was very fast, and Shen Shang was locked. Feng Lanyi can feel the terrifying of the flame through a few layers of the barrier outside the bucket. The flame of this guy is so powerful that it is hard to imagine that humans can do this, Feng Lanyi said with a grin, and she stared at the golden flames. Shen Shang immediately released the magical power of the bones, and his metamorphosis attacked, but turned into an invisible shield, shrouded him. Everyone looked and felt that Shen Shang had been locked, and it was hard to escape anyway, only to resist the 10 terrifying flames. Chapter 3570. Half of the flames of flying knives flew from the square, and the other half of the flames of the air also fell rapidly. At the same time, they hit Shen Shang, Hong Hong Hong, and Shen Shang was shrouded in a large group of light bursting in Wang Ming. Seeing this scene, everyone knows that the knives War God has exhausted all efforts and wants to kill. Scarlet Dragon War God is going to be planted this time. The flame knife of War God is really terrifying. This kind of offensive can't resist it. It's surrounded by all sides, and there is a strong strength. It's hard to dodge even if it's dodging. Everyone felt that War God had the upper hand and was not optimistic about Shen Shang. However, some people pointed their eyes and found that the face of War God was not very good. Everyone noticed the look of War God, which is very dignified and does not seem to have the upper hand. The shouting of Shen Zhang's fire dissipated, leaving only a smog of smoke. Shen Shang unexpectedly a little bit of everything. He stood there straight, his face relaxed. Surprisingly, the fingers on the hands of War God were all gone. He was just turned into a flame knife and flew out. Now he has a successful return, which means that all the flames that he put out are damaged. Just now happened, everyone was shocked to ask, unexpectedly let the flame knife of War God all destroyed. I admit defeat, War God yelled, then looked at his lost hands and turned away from the bucket. Just for a while, the winner was defeated. War God voluntarily gave up, mainly because his powerful flame knife was damaged. This is because Yuan Qi is seriously injured and it is reasonable to admit defeat. Shen Shang can see that War God and are doing their best, mainly because the former knife War God talked with him secretly, and cannot say that the knife War God betrayed the Aoki team, but the knife War God wants to find a better boss. Tuomiyu Han Lai enzymes look worried. Shen Shang looked at the back of the knife, War God. He didn't know that the knife, War God, took the time to poke Dang. If this thing was known by Mu Yijing, the war god would be very troublesome. Strong knife, what are you doing? Stand for me. This is Mu Yijing's angry voice, because the knife war god and have done what he said. I just want to play according to my own ideas. When I joined the Aoki team, you promised me and never interfered in my battle, war god said without hesitation, he said to Mu Yijing. It seems that how much fear. You got me out of the Aoki team, Mu Yijing angrily said. The Aoki team no longer needs you to be disabled. Well, from now on, I am no longer the war god of the Aoki team, war god loudly said. This is a slap in the stool, I am not disabled, my fingers can still growing up again. After the war god is finished, he goes to another sliding door. There is a passage of war god, and he has a relationship with the Aoki team. Inside City Lord's mansion, Shen Shang is talking to Feng Lanyi about the war god. This knife, war god, might be able to eat licking Yanks and Dan into legendary world-defying realm, Feng Lanyi said. I feel that there is something in his body that can be as strong as I am. Fire energy can evolve. I have already talked to him. If he can become legendary world-defying realm, it will definitely be with us, Shen Shang said. I know what he will do. While licking checked out, this time Shen Shang was also assigned to millions of Tao Creation Saint Stone, but while licking has serious expression. Licking sister, what happened? Shen Shang asked. Not a good thing. Do you remember that you told me about Tao Creation Evil Ancestor before? This guy appeared outside the 7 hills of God Island, while licking said, this guy is very terrifying and has already killed a Tao Creation Mountain. Tao Creation Iceberg was ruined by him. At this time Tao Creation Iceberg's discipline all hid it on the 7 hills island. Feng Lanyi was most surprised because she knew that the strength of Tao Creation Iceberg was actually extinguished. She immediately remembered something about Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Nankashan Island is now closed, while licking sighed. Don't know that the Tao Creation Evil Ancestor is very strong. The other 6 Tao Creation Mountain may be eliminated. A whole Tao Creation Mountain was killed, or a Tao Ancestor door was destroyed, Shen Shang asked. A Tao Ancestor door, while licking said. This is equivalent to a Tao Creation Mountain being taken. It's very strong to kill a Tao Ancestor door, Feng Lanyi said. Fortunately, during this time, the 7 sects, inner sects have transferred most people to the 7 Hills Island. Feng Lanyi used to be Flame Mountain Sect Inner Sect. She was also transferred to this. If it is Tao Creation Evil Ancestor, the 7 Tao Creation Mountain outside will be spared. It will be broken by Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. On the 7 Hills of God Island, you can unite and defend against Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Yang Zhenming he is also a dignified face. If Kashan Shendao is broken, he may have a big chaos when he fights in Huicheng. Whenever he is stable, he can make a big profit. What is this? Shen Shang saw Yang Zhenming holding a roll of paper in his hand, some paper. Portrait of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Yang Zhenming put the portrait on the table, for a total of 3. Would you like 3? Shen Shang looked at the appearance of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor, an old man with a big hair. It just looked like an old man's dress, but the wrinkles on his face. Not much, the old man looks serious and full of majesty. The next 2 are not Tao Creation Evil Ancestor, 2 of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor's followers, says Yang Zhenming. After Shen Shang saw the 2 portraits, the heart was like a wave. Tao Creation Evil Ancestor's 2 followers, unexpectedly Luo Juyang and Ji Yutong. When Luo Juyang and Ji Yutong sent Tao Creation Evil Ancestor to a place, the whereabouts were unknown, but now it has become the follower of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Shen Shang has a lot of thoughts. He suspects that Luo Juyang and Ji Yutong may be controlled by Tao Creation Evil Ancestor, otherwise they will not be mixed with Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. How about the strength of these 2 classes? Shen Shang was shocked and looked at himself. Legendary world-defying realm, in short, that's it. It is said that these 2 guys ruined the Iceberg Inner Sect, Yang Zhenming said. At the beginning of the 7 Hills, the Tao Creation Evil Ancestor was sealed and Tao Creation Evil was also put. Anister's Tao Creation Mountain is made into the 7 Hills of God Island, and now people want to return to the Scorpion glycosides. The large formation of 7 Hills Island really prevents them from entering, while licking asked. It should be possible, otherwise they would have been in the forefront of the sputum, and they would not know it later. Yang Zhenming is worried about this. Now all the 7 mountain factions are hiding here. It is obvious that they are afraid of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Shen Shang wants to understand what is happening to Luo Juyang and Ji Yutong. Why is it to be a follow-up? Chapter 3571. Shen Shang can't tell him about Luo Juyong and Ji Yutong. He is still to understand the situation. Now, rest assured that Luo Juyong is still alive. Qin Shuang has been plagued by many days. Luo Juyong is alive, but he became the follower of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. After Qin Shuang learned about this, he was even more worried. City Lord, can't you leave the Seven Hills Island now? Shen Shang asked. It can be, but after going out, it is difficult to look back. Only the 7 mountain factions have a teleportation formation that leads directly to it. The 7 mountain factions will be transferred to Kashan Shendao, and will be closed from here. Their teleportation formation, Yang Zhenming said. If you want to leave the 7 hills of God Island, you need to do it, Shen Shang asked. When she saw Shen Shang asking, Hua Liqing and Feng Lanyi were worried, thinking that Shen Shang was going to be chaotic. Shen boss, why are you asking why? Yang Zhenming is also very vigilant. He is also afraid that Shen Shang will run out. Once he goes out, he wants to enter the head of the Yaqian ya. I just think that Tao Creation Evil Ancestor may use other methods to sneak into 7 hills, Shen Shang said with a smile. I am not going to do stupid things, I just want to ask how to get out, otherwise Tao Creation Evil Ancestor suddenly appeared on the 7 hills of God Island, we don't even know where to go, how can we escape? Yang Zhenming nodded quickly, he could think of this kind of thing. This 7 mountain island is fascinating, it's blowing, it's bucking, it's a bit of a buck, and there's a mysterious Tao Creation ancient land, so it's hard to say. Shen Shang is worried that this will happen because Luo Juyong and Ji Yutong are at the primogenitor of Tao Creation. These 2 guys are both the planning grandmaster. If Tao Creation Evil Ancestor enters Kashan Island, he must not be surprised. If you want to go out, you can go through the hole under the lakes of major cities, and that place can go out, says Yang Zhenming. There is indeed a big lake in Zanhuicheng. Shen Shang has seen the lake and he nodded. This is the case today. Suddenly, such a thing happened. I have been busy during this time. I want to strengthen the protection of Zanhuicheng, Yang Zhenming said. Shen Shang also looked for Yang Zhenming to arrange for him to challenge the war god of the Aoki team. On the one hand, Yang Zhenming will be busy, and the other is that he wants to give it a try. Can you use licking to make him the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon in the deep sea? Step into legendary world-defying realm. Shen Shang returned to the secret room and only heard the voice of Qin Shuang. Shen Shang, I am going to find my grandfather, Qin Shuang said. There must be some hidden feelings in this. My grandfather will never be casually manipulated. Luo Juyong is indeed such a person, otherwise he would not travel everywhere. This is too dangerous, Shen Shang shook his head. I have already said to Xuanfei and Shuiyi, let them go with me, Qin Shuang said. You master also used Tao Creation Saint Crystal to help us refine Divine Weapon and the Bodywork Divine Tool. Long Shuiyi and Peng Xuanfei are now only Divine World-defying Realm late stage, and have reached the peak. If you don't worry, just wait for us to step into the Divine World-defying Realm peak. We will only eat Divine Pill, that's alright from Pill Spirit during this time, Qin Shuang said. We enter time. Staying inside the formation plate for a few days, it can definitely break through. Shen Shang refused, because the situation outside is very complicated, although Divine World-defying Realm is very strong, but people who face Legendary World-defying Realm are nothing at all. Finally, Bai Yuyu and Su Maiyao also felt that, asked Shen Shang agreed. Qin Shuang, Long Shuiyi and Peng Xuanfei also had 3 girls, Pill Spirit, who spent 2 days in the Time Formation Plate and the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths. After 200 years, they entered the peak of Divine World-defying Realm, but during the period, eat a lot of high-grade world-defying Divine Pill. At night, Shen Shang quietly apologized and sneaked in. In the end, she released Qin Shuang and their 3 women, and smashed them twice, so that they must be careful. As for how they want to go, Shen Shang will find a way later. Shen Shang also wants to understand the period of Luo Juyong and Ji Yutong. If they can get rid of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor and can enter and swear to him, he will provide a lot of Tao Creation Saint Crystal to them. Let them arrange a teleportation formation to connect the teleportation formation on the Divine Dragon Lake Island. After sending away their 3 women, Shen Shang's heart is always not worried. He always swayed outside, and his beloved woman might be like this. Shen Shang returned to the city lord's mansion and immediately entered the Time Formation Plate and accompanied the 2 girls Pill Spirit, who needed them to condense Licking Yan Shindan. After getting Licking Yang Sindan, Shen Shang did not immediately eat it, but placed it in the divine sea world, letting the scarlet fire divine dragon eat it, so that the energy of licking Yangtze Dan would not be absorbed by him, but the scarlet fire divine dragon absorbs directly and the effect is even better. Scarlet fire divine dragon. If you step into the legendary world defying realm, Shen Shang will be more worried that scarlet fire divine dragon will get rid of him, but he thinks he has a strong feeling with scarlet fire divine dragon, and later Ahu is integrated into scarlet fire divine. Among the dragon, he is more closely connected with him, so I don't think there will be any questions. After scarlet fire divine dragon ate licking Yangtze Dan, there was a very strange thing. Actually the more screaming times, this Dao Hu Yu Jian Yao Jie Lan Wei Wan Bai Chang Jiao. Hell, how do you eat the smaller? How is this going? Shen Shang also has sensed the change of the atmosphere of scarlet fire divine dragon. There is reinforcement, and there are other aspects of the movement, just changing small. Although scarlet fire divine dragon has been enhanced, it has always become smaller. This shows that licking Yangtze Dan is effective, but the effect is not very clear now. No matter what, continue to eat. Shen Shang let scarlet fire divine dragon eat a lot of licking Yangtze Dan, so can't give up, otherwise it will be abandoned. Shen Shang retired all the time in the time formation. I don't know if someone stayed up late while licking used to lick the sauce. Although, but wakes him up, things can be said to be not too important. Shen Shang spent 500 or 600 years in the time formation and was eating licking Yangtze Dan all day. At this time, the scarlet fire divine dragon was so small that it was only one finger, which made him very depressed. Just when he decided to give up, he saw a strange chi mist on the scarlet fire divine dragon. The red arrogance overflowed from the scales, with very terrifying energy. This, is it successful? Shen Shang felt incredible. What he just felt was the legend, which meant that scarlet fire divine dragon became the beast of world-defying legend. It should be successful, Xiao Xionglan said. If you don't believe it, you can go and ask the little bluebird to ask. It's not necessary. I just wonder why the scarlet fire divine dragon has become so small. Shen Shang sighed. I don't know if it will be released. Will it get bigger? Chapter 3572. After scarlet fire divine dragon stepped into legendary world-defying realm, this strange change made Shen Shang very confused. He didn't know if Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was like this. Although Feng Lanyi is a legendary world-defying realm, she is different from Shen Shang in her cultivation. She has a world-defying divine beast in her divine sea. Go out and see first. Anyway, I can feel that scarlet fire divine dragon can give me a strong strength. Shen Shang just tried it. Scarlet fire divine dragon can give him a piece of legend, which is integrated. In the power of world-defying, he can become very strong. After Shen Shang walked out of the Chamber of Secrets, he saw Feng Lanyi here. Lanyi, you have a night coat during this time. I am too serious to cultivate, I may not know, Shen Shang said. Licking has been looking for you twice, mainly with a knife, war god, Feng Lanyi said. Now the war god is still in the city lord's mansion. Licking is going out with the city lord, attending the fair to buy the pill mark. Divine pill. Go, let's go see the knife, war god, said Shen Shang. Feng Lanyi walks in front of the road, with Shen Shang. War god was very leisurely sunning in a small courtyard. The fingers of his hands had grown out. He looked at what was going wrong. He saw Shen Shang and immediately stood up and walked over. Shen boss, hello, war god said with a smile, because Yang Zhenming also called Shen Zhang's. We have talked about it in the Shenfeng battlefield before, Shen Shang nodded. I have been retreating for the past few days, so I can only be jealous now. Relationship, if there is anything else, I can now swear by blood, war god said. I am now, there are 500 Tao Creation Saint crystals, but I will definitely give you in the future, I can bloody oath to you. War god only took out 100 Tao Creation Saint crystal, which is his many years of curtains. He can accumulate so many Tao Creation Saint crystal is not bad. Okay, Tao Creation Saint crystal things, you can slowly. I can't make sure that my Dan can't let you step into the legendary world-defying realm, and you need a lot of Dan. The process of refining takes a certain amount of time, said Shen Shang. War god began to swear by blood. This blood pledge is a kind of contract. If it is against, his soul will be backlash, the pain of the contract, very painful. Shen Shang handed over the remaining 500 pieces of licking Yangtze Dan, the same as the Feng Lanyi, which is almost the kind of successful breakthrough. Many thanks. War God took a grain from the storage pouch, only to see licking Yan Shinden. His chest heart trembled slightly. It can be seen that licking Yan Shinden is effective for him. This is called Dan, asked the knife, War God. Licking Yan Shinden, Shen Shang lightly smiled. Let's try it. Okay. War God also has some Tao Creation Saint Stone, which allows him to use time formation, which is available in the City Lord's mansion, specifically for his War God. The knife, Mu Yijing knows you are worried, Shen Shang asked. He often monitors the City Lord's mansion. I definitely know about the City Lord's mansion. War God took a look at Feng Lanyi. Mu Yijing monitors the City Lord's mansion, just to grasp the whereabouts of Feng Lanyi, but Feng Lanyi is very less out of City Lord's mansion. Well, you go to practice, Shen Shang nodded. I am waiting for your good news. War God immediately went to the location of the time formation. Feng Lanyi said, if he stepped into the legendary world-defying realm, would you say that it can be used for you? If he wants to be stronger in the future, he should know how to do it. He is a smart person, and he is not abhorrent, not as extreme as Azure Dragon Battle Emperor and Mu Yijing, said Shen Shang. Feng Lanyi looked around, whispered, Shen boss, I feel that you are much stronger. Shen Zhang's heart, Feng Lanyi can actually feel that he is with a smile. Lanyi, you feel the change of breath in me. Feng Lanyi shook her head and frowned. It wasn't a change of breath, but my instincts told me that you were measured stronger. The feeling of the beast is very sharp, and there is a natural disaster. The beast can always be perceived in advance. Shen boss, you are practicing in these days, you are very strong, but you are still improving at this stage, which is close to legendary world-defying realm, Feng Lanyi said. Do you say Azure Dragon? Battle Emperor is the same situation. Shen Shang smiled and nodded. Not bad. Feng Lanyi took a deep breath. Shen Shang actually cultivated world-defying divine beast, but it was exposed. Don't be rumored, Shen Shang said with a smile. No, Feng Lanyi was curious about what kind of world-defying divine beast Shen Shang cultivated. She guessed it was fire attribute. Shen Shang itself is very strong with fire, and licking Yan Shindan can make world-defying divine beast into legendary world-defying realm. Lanyi, I have a question. I want to ask you, that is, the world-defying divine beast of cultivation has become very small after entering the legendary world-defying realm. What is the situation? Shen Shang whispered. Small, how small? Feng Lanyi asked, apparently knowing what she was doing, and Shen Shang was surprised to see her reaction. So small, Shen Shang cocked a finger and sighed. What is your world-defying divine beast? Feng Lanyi frowned. You are sure that the world-defying divine beast you cultivate has become so small? Feng Lanyi hastily took Shen Shang back to their residence and entered a secret room. Yes, Shen Shang nodded. Lanyi, this is not a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. In short, this is very rare, Feng Lanyi said. In the legend of our world-defying divine beast, this is called a retrograde. When world-defying divine beast is strong enough, it will evolve to a stage called reversal, which is the longer and smaller at first. Feng Lanyi walked, very anxious. If you continue, it will be reversed into an egg, which is also very small. I will not know what will happen after that. When I became an egg, could I not use his strength? Shen Shang hastily asked. Yes, you'd better hurry to find a way to enter the legendary world-defying realm, otherwise it will have a big impact on you when you turn eggs. When you egg, you will absorb huge energy and consolidate yourself into a shell to protect yourself. If you are not a legendary world-defying realm, you can suck it out when you turn eggs, Feng Lanyi whispered. Can you show me your world-defying divine beast? Shen Shang took out the divine mirror of 6 paths, released a few barriers, and then released the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. The Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon is very small and is released by Shen Shang. It looks like a beautiful little 4-legged snake. It looks on the back of Shen Zhang's hand and looks cute. This is a dragon, but it is not. Feng Lanyi first sensed the breath of the dragon, and then sensed the breath of other world-defying divine beast, which made her very confused. She looked at Shen Shang with a blank look. Shen Shang can answer her. Chapter 3573. The Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon combines multiple world-defying divine beasts, while the appearance of the dragon is most visible, along with the flavor of other world-defying divine beasts. I don't know, this is what the dragon is, it's getting so small now, I don't know how strong it will be when fighting, Shen Shang said, looking at the small Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon on the back of his hand that fluttered the fire wings. Try it, Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon can't get bigger. Relationship, as long as you can borrow his strength that's alright, Feng Lanyi said. If you give it a try, can you absorb the leg of his body? If it can be released successfully, the size of the dragon does not matter. Shen Shang did what Feng Lanyi said. After Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon entered his divine sea, he used his mind to control the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon to release a hint of legend, so that the legend gas could be controlled by him smoothly. In the body, only when the gas of legend flows through him, it makes him feel very hot and somewhat uncomfortable. Visible Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon released Miao Rui Thumb against his powerful body at this time, unexpectedly will therefore feel the burning. He only uses a small gas thread legend. If so Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon legend of the release of a large number of exhausted, he can't eat himself. Shen Shang released the gas of the legend from the palm of his hand, and a burning pressure immediately rushed from all sides, making Feng Lanyi terrified, eclipsed, and shouted. Quickly put away, Feng Lanyi hurriedly said, controlling the luck of the legend. Feng Lanyi also released his strength to suppress the tyrannical legend, otherwise the chamber would be destroyed. Shen Shang is sweating. Legend is not so easy to control, although he can force it out of the body, but after it is released, it immediately causes a lot of movement, bursting out a powerful power. If not Feng Lanyi hastily resist the suppression, this small house will be turned into ash. Shen Shang puts aside the gas of legend, and gasps with a big mouth, it's dangerous. Your legend is really terrifying. Feng Lanyi stepped into legendary world-defying realm though, but she didn't know much about legend. She asked Yang Zhenming. Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon released Miao Thumb against the rear than the meal. Shen Shang heart was pleasantly surprised, but he is still unable to control the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon that bears a stronger legend of the gas. Now your dragon is reversing, I will collect more relevant information. Feng Lanyi is also very interested in Shen Zhang's situation. She is most surprised by Shen Zhang's Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, which makes her feel inside to fear. Feng Lanyi is also considered Phoenix. It is one of the top ones in the world-defying divine beast. Even her variant Phoenix thinks terrifying things. It is terrible. While licking, she and Yang Zhenming went to the fair to find the pill-marked divine pill for Shen Shang. Shen boss, the fair is relatively small pill-marked divine pill. Mainly the Tao creation evil ancestor appeared. We all tune with precious pills, to wait for a higher price later. Yang Zhenming very depressed. Now the price is selling very high. While licking took out a box and said, I just bought 2, with 20 Tao Creation Saint Crystal. This is a high grade of Tao Creation Divine Pill. Creating Elemental Spirit Dan will help Divine World-defying realm to improve the level of the people. I don't know how it works. In short, this kind of Dan's reputation is quite good. It's pill marked Divine Pill. Shen Shang opened the box and saw that there was a Transcend Dan pattern inside. It wasn't the Transcend Dan pattern he was familiar with, nor what the pill mark was. 20 Tao Creation Saint Crystals are really expensive. Shen Shang looked at the 2 Dans, which had world-defying pill mark, and he did it, because he didn't know the world-defying pill mark. Shen Bo, although this kind of Dan is expensive, it has a long history. It was made by a famous alchemist of Yushan, and I also ate it that year, Yang Zhenming said. In this period, the price of the species is reasonable. Shen Shang won 2 games, and the 20 Tao Creation Saint Crystals earned her just like this. It can be seen that there are so many resources to be consumed at the peak of Divine World-defying realm. If other Divine World-defying realm peaks, you can have him. So easy to get so many Tao Creation Saint Crystal. Well, let me try it first. Shen Shang took the 2 Dans and entered the secret room. Fengyuan Dame, you are just Divine World-defying realm late stage. I don't know if eating this kind of Dan will have any effect on you. Shen Shang handed a piece of Elemental Spirit Dan to He Fengyuan. It's definitely effective, it's just not too strong, He Fengyuan said. I'll give it a try, you wait for a period of time, I will give you a reply. He Fengyuan can decompose the name of the herbs needed to build Elemental Spirit Dan, although there is this world-defying pill mark of Dan, but Shen Shang feels that joining Transcend Dan can also be done. Beauty Master, how about learning 9th level Tao Creation spell? Shen Shang asked. It's almost mastered, I'm all behind the regeneration and growth spell. It's just that growth spell is not very skilled because of the complexity, Xiao Xianglin said. It's the 2 legendary spells. I have a headache. As long as I can use the time formation plate, I will release the clone to learn, but the progress is very slow. Don't worry about the 2 legendary spells, I need world-defying pill mark now. I don't know if you can analyze the world-defying pill mark by eating a Dan. Shen Shang is a headache, it's not enough to master a transcend Dan pattern now. If it was before, I definitely can't, but now I should ask what, I can let 2 clones help me analyze at the same time, Xiao Shanglan Hadi's Zhao said with a smile. This is equivalent to having 3 minds at the same time analyzing. I am a vulture, I am a mantra, I have a very high Dao creation spell innate talent, plus my 2 clones, it is equivalent to 3 mantras. Yeah, master, you are really amazing. Shen Shang was envious in his heart and couldn't help but admire. He handed elemental spirit Dan to Xiao Shanglan and asked her to analyze. People around the big masters are also talented people. There are many Dans in their hands to help study Dan, or there is a mantra grand master who is responsible for world-defying pill mark. If you are alone, you can be busy. The people around Shen Shang are also full of magical skills. They can help him a lot and save a lot of things. During this time, Shen Shang also entered the time formation of Divine Mirror of 6 Paths to familiarize himself with the control of legend, and he also had to use legend gas with devil art and various skills divine ability, which requires a period of time. Xingyu. I don't know if anyone else will sell world-defying pill mark. If you can, I can buy it when I get there. Shen Shang must beat Azure Dragon Battle Emperor and Baron Bear Emperor on that day, from which they can get a lot of Dao Creation Saint Crystal. Although the Battle of Huicheng was shrouded in Dao Creation Evil Ancestor, but on the duel day of Shen Shang and Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, everyone seemed to have forgotten the things of Dao Creation Evil Ancestor, especially those in the Shenfeng battlefield. Expecting audience. Chapter 3574. Shen Shang is more than Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Mu Yijing and Azure Dragon Battle Emperor are still in the background. Mu Yijing looked at Shen Shang and said, "This guy actually turned the knife away. Does the guy's brain get into the water? Actually, with this brat, he doesn't know if this brat will be defeated." War God is in the city lord's mansion, and it is very good with Shen Zhang's relationship. The whole city knows that before Shen Shang and Azure Dragon Battle Emperor started fighting, they even went to Shen Shang. To know that the War God is a martyr from the Aoki team, he relies on Shen Shang, that is, Shen Shang can beat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor and the Baron Bear Emperor. The reason why War God has such great confidence in Shen Shang is very confusing. At this time, many people have heated up on this matter. The knives are eager for a moment, eager to step into the legendary world-defying realm, and will be fooled by Shen Shang, said Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. He thinks that Shen Shang can help Feng Lanyi step into legendary world-defying realm and help him. Breakthrough. If this is really possible, Shen Shang himself has already entered the legendary world-defying realm. That is, Feng Lanyi can enter the legendary world-defying realm. It may indeed be Shen Zhang's help, but the big reason is coincidence. Now, there is a pill that will help people enter the legendary world-defying realm, otherwise legendary world-defying realm has long been full of streets. Mu Yijing's words are not fake, otherwise Azure Dragon Battle Emperor will not be willing to be slaves in order to enter the legendary world-defying realm. Azure Dragon, go up, kill this guy, this convenient can't be stunned by the deadhead. Mu Yijing is very confident about the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, because he knows the strength of the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor among the Divine Sea is a world-defying Azure Dragon that enters the legendary world-defying realm. The Azure Dragon Battle Emperor uses the Azure Dragon to use legend, which is equivalent to half of the legendary world-defying realm. The War God, the other team's Emperor, didn't challenge each other's War God. It was because they worried about each other and worried that there was a world-defying legend beast in Divine Sea. Barbara Battle Emperor saw the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor playing. Hades said with a smile, "Boss, we can now support what Scarlet Dragon War God. If he can really defeat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, then the next fade pretty and pro-focus. If Shen Shang can really beat Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, it means he is stronger than Azure Dragon Battle Emperor and become my slave, which is a big profit." The bald middle-aged laughed heartily, as if Shen Shang is already his slave. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, although some of them are admirers of the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, they don't shout at this time. This time, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor's opponent is a very mysterious person, easy to kill War God, is an alchemist, and also vows to frankly battle the Bear Baby Emperor, has a strong strength. Shen Shang, you can rest assured that if you become the boss of the slave, I will not bully you, as long as you respect me that's alright. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor looks like Shen Shang like a slave. You can rest assured that I will try my best to make you die. Shen Shang he smiled and wanted him to be a slave. It was so easy. I really don't know where you judge. what you have about me, you know, but you still make this stupid move, you can see that you are just a man who loves face." Azure Dragon Battle Emperor disdained coldly snorted and said. "If you look at Yi Renyuan, what do you say about me?" Shen Shang said with a sneer. "You are willing to be a slave in order to step into legendary world-defying realm. You are unexpectedly okay to say me, or let me Tuanyan San V straight pull 9. Visit, you go to do someone else's slave, it is an insult to the dragon. Don't think that I don't dare to kill you." Azure Dragon Battle Emperor's forehead bursting into a blue-eyed, red-eyed suddenly became red, like an eagle eye. He saw his upper body split open, revealing his muscles still squirming. Azure the light shimmered, and a piece of azure scales grew out, wrapped his whole body muscles, and the arms became very large, and the palms turned into dragon claws. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor had a drink, thunder crying over the sky, lightning hit him, causing his dragon scales to jump on the wire, making him look like a surging. The Azure Dragon Battle Emperor has been swayed, which has caused many people to exclaim, because this is a very rare scene, which means that Azure Dragon Battle Emperor will go all out. Shen Shang can also turn into the dragon form before, which can really get a strong strength, but he can't do it now. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor's world-defying Azure Dragon has entered the legend, but it doesn't seem to be very strong. The difference with the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is that it is not big, otherwise the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is so easy to integrate with world-defying Azure Dragon. Release the dragon form. Among the Shen Shang Divine Sea, the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, which entered the reverse period, is very strong. The strength is far beyond Shen Shang. Especially the legend of the tiny dragon body, it is tyrannical. If he wants to merge that little dragon, fleshly body can't bear it, so it is devour. He used to be familiar with the period of time legend in the time formation plate, and he can use it smoothly. However, dragon transformation does not dare to try. He knows very well what cost after dragon transformation. After Azure Dragon Battle Emperor dragon transformation, the whole person has become a lot higher, 3 heads higher than Shen Shang. From the perspective of body shape and momentum, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor far exceeds Shen Shang. This guy looks at Diping Long Lang, his legend is angry and terrifying as I imagined. Shen Shang now has the luck of legend, so he is not so afraid of legend. If it was before, it will definitely be very taboo, and even dare not compete with it. You are a piece of mud, I can crush you at any time, admit defeat, be the boss's slave, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor said in a hoarse voice with echoes. Begin, an old man shouted and started fighting. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor has a shot, he gave Shen Shang the last chance to admit defeat. The lightning in the air is constantly, like a giant net, over the sky, there will be multiple lightning strikes from time to time, playing a scary burst of light. Concede. Shen Shang sneered in the heart, a lunge rushed up, the speed reached peak, like teleport, in the blink of an eye, it spanned dozens of feet, the horns fell to the Amin, the hands were punched, the left palm hit the shocking heaven palm force, right fist is the bones of the bones. Shocking heaven palm before the force, the mighty rush over, with a hint of legend, rushing past, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor has also shot, a roar, a splash of lightning in the mouth, with a strong legend. The lightning hit the shocking heaven palm, and the collision flashed. The thick lightning flashed instantly and was directly shattered by the shocking heaven palm. It shook a myriad of tiny wires and jumped over the platform. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor retreat took 2 steps and was full of horror. He just felt the faint legend of Shen Shang. At the same time, Shen Zhang's bones have quietly passed. Chapter 3575. Shen Zhang's punches and palms. Shocking heaven palm only has a hint of legend, but the power is very powerful, and his silent boneless magic, but with the heroic legend. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor only thinks that Shen Shang just shot shocking heaven palm, and thinks that Shen Shang has a strange darkness, and the time is well grasped, just when he is beaten and feels the luck of legend. Surprised moment, the bones of the bones approached. After seeing the dark start, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor immediately avoided it, and the bones of the bones were still on his shoulders, and the bones turned into the body. He only felt the shoulders numb. Knowing that Shen Shang can use legend, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is very crystal, this time he flies up directly, Shen Shang thinks of the huge body, turned into lightning in a moment, directly attacking him. Pala! Shen Shang was suddenly screamed by his sudden love, but fortunately he just put the gas of legend on his chest, but his body was hit and flew out. I don't know how, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor turns into an azure lightning, and it flickers again and again, hitting Shen Shang one after another. Shen Shang was stunned by the continuous and rapid impact. After his body was beaten, he was immediately smashed in love. This continuous lightning strike saw that his body was equivalent to flying in the air, being beaten over here, was swept from there, and he was bombarded dozens of times by the lightning of Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. The Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, which turned into a lightning bolt, seems to control the whole situation, but he is very shocked. If other people of Divine World Defying Realm are the ones who have been smashed by him, Shen Shang has, still complete. Shen Shang spent a lot of time practicing in the time formation, which made the leggy in the body and Divine Sea's world-defying force a habit. When attacked, the legend and the strength in his body reacted naturally. Instantly form a shield Yu. He allowed Bai Yu and Feng Ke to attack him numerous times to train, and Feng Ke also used a powerful killing formation strength. In this way, I can't support it for a long time. The bones of the bones have just hit, and I bought it. There is a reaction. Shen Shang feels that his legend is fast and he is only capable of natural defense. It's okay to let him go to counterattack, and that will lead to his strength not being enough, and he will be seriously injured. It's all that is the case, Shen Shang screamed in his heart, bursting out of the legend of the Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon. It's very dangerous to do this because he can't control the violent strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon right now, but he is also well thought out. If he doesn't release the strength, just release a little bit, it's easy to be Azure Dragon Battle. Emperor is blasting. Only by releasing a lot of legend, can he break free from the crazy lightning strike of Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor in the moment of flying into the past, suddenly sensed the strength of this legend, the heart was terrified, so that he felt the fear is not only the violent legend, but also the scare of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, this divine beast's might makes him breathless. Boom! Azure Dragon Battle Emperor when it hit Shen Zhang's this time, suddenly a burst of blood-colored fire broke out. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was flew out by the flame, while Shen Shang said that he was covered by flames. Do your best to get the eruption out of the box, otherwise it will be very dangerous. He just wants to rely on Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon to break out of the momentum of legend. The fear of the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was stunned, and the slamming impact on the ground, the body also burned with flames, but the anger of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon broke out of the curtain, the burning power fell into the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor itself cultivated the beast of world-defying legend. When he was panicked, hastily let himself calm down, quickly urging his legend and dispelling the burning power into the body. At the same time, he concentrated on the arm. When he was about to throw a punch at Shen Zhang's, he found that his arm could not be lifted. He realized now that the bones on his shoulders were there, which made him unable to control his arms. In a hurry, his reaction was very fast, and he immediately used another hand, but Shen Shang was suddenly vanished from sight. Shen Shang used the anti-strength. He had already seen the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor's fearful look, so his use of the inverse strength would not be detected by the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor in the first place. The Azure Dragon Battle Emperor really groaned at that moment, because Shen Shang suddenly disappeared, and he was worried about what terrifying strike would happen. When he sensed the faint breath of Shen Shang, it was already late, a strange darkness, hitting his forehead. When Shen Shang made this fierce metamorphosis in the air, the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor punched out, and a huge azure lightning broke out with a glare, and went straight to Shen Shang. After hitting Shen Zhang's azure, the momentum of lightning directly pushes Shen Shang onto the barrier. Shen Shang leaned back on the barrier, otherwise he had already flown out. Everyone saw this scene and immediately exclaimed, "Shen Shang is defeated, good bursting lightning strength. Shen Shang has been lost for a long time, it's luck." Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. The might of this punch is even terrifying, as if death is coming to me. Shen Shang fell from the air, he fell to the ground, while Licking suddenly stood up and wanted to go in and see Shen Zhang's injury, because the punch of Azure Dragon Battle Emperor just now, the weak legend has already rushed out of the barrier, the whole Shenfengdu people in the field can feel it. Feng Lanyi hastily took Hua Licking. She knows Shen Shang's Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon, and she is convinced that Shen Zhang's Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon is far stronger than Azure Dragon Battle Emperor's Azure Dragon. Yang Zhenming saw this scene, the brows were tight, and the fists were tight and tight. Just Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was a full blow. The legend gas was overflowing through the weight of the bucket. Can be imagined. Ha ha ha, Yang Zhenming, you are defeated, Mu Yijing just watched the horror. He saw the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor being blown by a wave of fire, which shocked him, and Shen Shang rush over suddenly disappeared. And he was scared again. Until he saw Shen Shang being released by the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor with a violent azure lightning, he was relieved. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor gasped and looked expressionless. When his heart was beating wildly, Shen Shang just hit a mysterious strength and entered his head, pouring into his upper body. He remembered that he had suddenly disappeared from his shoulder bones, and recalled that War God had battled with Shen Zhang's before, and that the Sword War God disappeared. He immediately understood that the mysterious strength used by Shen Shang could make people's bones go. Chapter 3576. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor secretly regrets that when Shen Shang poured the bones into his head, he transferred the bones to the whole body in order to alleviate the damage suffered by the head. He felt all over the body. The bones are gradually being turned away. Shen Shang saw that the body of Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was crumbling, and he knew that his bones had successfully penetrated into the body of the other person and had a good effect. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor has a lot of fear in his heart, constantly urging his own legend, and wants to drive away the bones of the bones. Although it can have a little effect, it is arrogant, because the bones are everywhere in his body. All of a sudden, he could not dispel the bones of the bones for a time. Mu Yijing, who is laughing at Haughty, sees the ugly face of Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. His laughter stops, and at this time, Shen Shang has slowly climbed and slaps the dust on his body. Seeing Shen Shang is like a person who slaps the dust on the body, everyone suddenly exclaimed, "Just Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, that the power of lightning is very terrifying, using a lot of legend, Shen Shang has been beaten, it's fragmented, but it's too bad to be beaten, it's impossible to climb again." Shen Shang climbed up. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was soft, his face was full of fear. Shen Shang he sneered, flew in the blink of an eye. Facing the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is like a storm and wind boxing, metamorphosis, meteor god energy, and shocking heaven palm alternately, using the legend of the air, hitting the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor throughout the body. Just a few moments, Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was beaten to the ground. Mu Yijing realized that when he was not right, he saw Shen Zhang's palm suddenly condensed a large group of fires. "Stop!" Mu Yijing screamed, releasing a very terrifying legend, but Shen Shang had taken a picture of the back of the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor on the ground, and it suddenly burst into flames. Boom! A shock, a wave of fire. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was released by Shen Shang with a smoldering flame of a huge portion of legend. It burst into the body and the violent flame rushed through the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. It was originally a body with bones that became fragile. In an instant, the powerful legend Dragon Fire is burned to ashes. She is covered by flames. Shen Shang stands in the burning flame, and is flooded. Most of the body is the flame that he released, so he has any influence on him. The barrier of the station makes the people nearby feel hot. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. How could this be? Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is so powerful, how can it be defeated? If it is defeated, it is not like this. It is too fast. What strange strength is used by this Scarlet Dragon War God? His flame is really terrifying, it is an alchemist. Mu Yijing doesn't know how Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is. He looks at Shen Shang with anger. He also thinks that Shen Shang unexpectedly has this strength and can suppress Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Just looking at the sulphone Shang si poo 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 si poo. Feng Lanyi and Hua Liking were just a little nervous. Now they saw Shen Shang standing on the platform more easily. They knew that the outcome was fixed. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor definitely had the power to fight back. The flame has disappeared, and there is nothing more than the bucket. Seeing such a scene, everyone dumbstruck, can't believe it. The strongest Battle Emperor among the Shenfeng battlefields was actually beaten away, everything left. Mu Yijing clenched his fists and glared at Yang Zhenming. Yang Zhenming was shocked. He knew that Shen Shang could beat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, but he thought that he would completely defeat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. The bald-headed middle-aged face is dignified, and the Wild Bear Battle Emperor around him is even more frightened, because it's fading. The Barracuda Battle Emperor felt that he couldn't beat the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. At most, it was only tied with the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, and the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was extinguished by Shen Shang, indicating that Shen Zhang's is far superior to the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. Not that he can deal with. "Take Gang, 1,000 Dao Creation Saint Crystal," Yang Zhenming said. "The battle in the Shenfeng battlefield, you and I are very clear, death and injury are common things. Mu Yijing's face flutters. 1,000 Dao creation saint crystal he has. This is a large sum of money wealth. He thinks that he will lose, so he has been disapproving. Now really happens like this, time is unacceptable. If you don't give it, don't want to leave here today, Yang Zhenming coldly said. Then there were 2 Middle Ages of legendary world-defying realm. These are friends of Yang Zhenming, they are the bosses of the team. The rules of Zanhuicheng were formulated by them. Although Mu Yijing is a person of Wooden Mountain faction, he reneged here, but it has to bear serious consequences. Give me a weight, Mu Yijing gnashing teeth, handing Yang Zhenming a storage pouch. Yang Zhenming took a moment to check that there were 1,000 Dao creation saint crystals in it, and waved his hand to let Mu Yijing leave. Mu Yijing's strength is comparable to that of Yang Zhenming, and Yang Zhenming has 2 helpers. Mu Yijing is not their opponent at all, so he can only recognize it, otherwise he will definitely rely on this account. Yang Zhenming looks at the middle of the bald, said with a smile, Baby Bear Battle Emperor, come to you. At the time of the Shenfeng battlefield, they discussed spiritedly, although Shen Shang has been announced to win, many people still can't believe that the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor has been killed. Shen Shang took time to rest, just consumed a lot of strength. Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is very strong, if not Azure Dragon Battle Emperor is too big, he is also so easy to succeed. Barbard Bear Emperor looked at Shen Shang, calm and composed in the fighting platform. It was not like tired because of the fierce battle. Although the purpose of the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was killed, he saw Shen Shang. The real strength, especially the strange strength of Shen Shang, made him feel scared. I always laughed at He before middle-aged, but now I can't smile, sweating. Now he and the Wild Bear Battle Emperor can have such a big grasp to win. If it is played, it is likely to be destroyed like the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor. If it is not, then it can only admit defeat. Put 1,000 Dao creation saint crystal is handed over to Shen Shang. The bosses of other teams and those of the war god, they also thought that the Barak Emperor had a good luck. Now they only think that the Barak Emperor is a bad luck egg. They secretly rejoice that they had to provoke Shen Shang, otherwise it's a headache for them. The middle-aged bald man is in a dilemma at this time. You still can't fight, Yang Zhenming said with a smile. The middle-aged bald is considering that if the Barak Emperor comes on stage and loses, he will not only lose the Barak Emperor, but also lose 1,000 Dao creation saint crystal. If he wins, he can get Shen Shang. Slave. But Shen Zhang's is very strong, and the Wild Bear Battle Emperor is hard to beat. Don't fight, the bald middle-aged wiped the sweat and made a decision. Chapter 3577. Everyone knows the battle between Shen Shang and the Barak Emperor, so they are all looking forward to it. Before, they thought that Shen Shang, even if War God Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, would not lose. Now, when it comes to the trampoline, everyone thinks that the stress of the Barak Emperor is definitely great. If the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was severely wounded, the Barak Bear Emperor must be so scared, and the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor was smashed by Shen Shang, which made the Wild Bear Battle Emperor and the bald middle-aged stunned. This is Dao Creation Saint Crystal, the middle-aged bald can't dare to lie, or Yang Zhenming will fight with him here. Baby Bear Battle Emperor admits defeat, Shen Shang wins, the old man in charge of supervising the game was notified, loud voice announced. Everyone is in a state of sorrow, the Wild Bear Battle Emperor actually admit defeat, this is a hit, it is very disappointing, but I can understand it, because the Wild Bear Battle Emperor is unlikely to win, cannot do the Wild Bear Battle Emperor went with the Azure Dragon Battle Emperor and lost 1,000 Dao Creation Saint Crystal. Shen Shang breathed a sigh of relief, otherwise he took the shackles and he immediately stepped down to find Yang Zhenming. When Yang Zhenming saw Shen Shang, he laughed at He and handed Shen Shang 2 storage pouch. This is your spoils, 2,000 Dao Creation Saint Crystal, not a small amount. This is for Yang Zhenming. Shen Shang proposed to give him a little, but he was rejected by him. He felt that it was so good with Shen Zhang's relationship. It was a very big gain. Moreover, his famous team at this time has already become famous. There are many war god to join his team. Now Shen Shang is also promoted to Scarlet Dragon Battle Emperor. The famous team has the war god. It can be said that the Shenfeng battlefield is relatively strong, and the Aoki team has since fallen. They have the war god, the blood-coated war god, Mad War God is dead, and War God joins the famous team. It can be said that the Aoki team cannot play a few. Shen Shang took Feng Lanyi back to the city lord's mansion. He got 2,000 Dao Creation Saint Crystals. He was very excited. If he used enamel plating, it would definitely be very good. Now his divine mirror of 6 paths can still be used, and Xiao Shonglin has limited strength at this time. If she is refining, she will definitely not be able to play the effects of so many Tao Creation Saint crystals. Feng Yuan Big Beauty, there are results. Yes, Shen Shang was fighting before, he Feng Yuan also to bother him. Elemental Spirit Dan only needs a kind of herbs, he Feng Yuan said. The name is Yuan Yuan Zizhu. This kind of bamboo is very small, the size of the fingers is so large, the maturity is only 9 knots, and the long section takes 20,000 years. The whole bamboo, including the leaves, can be used with a pocket. Unexpectedly is a bamboo-type herbs, but it is rare, said Shen Shang. Let Licking Sister think of a way to buy it back. You can make Elemental Spirit Dan. You also need World-Defying Pill Mark. The World-Defying Pill Mark looks like, he Feng Yuan said. You better let Licking find a way to get a little better high-grade Tao Creation Divine Medicine. When I go to see, there are herbs that can blend with the creation of Zizhu. Okay, Shen Shang nodded. It's hard to find World-Defying Pill Mark. It's only for Xiao Shonglin. While Licking looks back, she went to settle the admission fee to benefit, a total of more than 100 Tao Creation Saint Crystal. Licking Sister, you secretly help me inquire about it. There is World-Defying Pill Mark for sale, and I will buy 5 scented ewes for me, and you will try to buy some good high-grade Tao Creation Divine Medicine for me. Shen Shang gave while Licking 1,000 Tao Creation Saint Crystal, and she was responsible for these things. If it is not enough, you can ask the city lord to see if you can owe it. Wait for me to return to Qianchen. Brother, you have to leave the city of Zanwei, while Licking frowned. She looked at Feng Lanyi and saw that Feng Lanyi shook her head. Shen Shang could tell her about it. Well, I have to leave for a while. Shen Shang looked at Feng Lanyi and said, Lanyi, you have to protect Licking Sister. Where are you going? Feng Lanyi hastily asked. Shen Zhang's strength was strong enough, but Shen Shang provoked so many enemies, leaving Shuicheng was very unsafe. Tao Creation Ancient Land, Shen Shang said. I am going to find Supreme Spell inside, which is very important to me. He thinks that Supreme Spell has a lot to do with World-Defying Pill Mark. If you can find it and let Xiao Shonglin learn, he will definitely have more and better World-Defying Pill Mark in the future. That place is very dangerous, let Lanyi go with you, while Licking said. No, I can do it by myself, Lanyi needs to stay with you. Shen Shang took out some World-Defying Divine Pill, both in the low grade. He asked while Licking to sell some low-grade World-Defying Divine Pill at a period of time, and the upper and lower groups of World-Defying Divine Pill were sold to Yang Zhenming needed. These dans are all condensed by Pill Spirit and the quality is very good. I will look back soon, you don't have to worry about me, Shen Shang said with a smile. The two women can only sigh. Shen Shang is determined to do things, they cannot say anything, they can only do things in Shen Wei, put Shen Shang accounted for. Shen Shang got the map of Tao Creation Ancient Land before. He went to find Yang Zhenming, and he was worried that it would be stopped by Yang Zhenming. He enriched Feng Lanyi and while Licking and told him to tell Yang Zhenming. In the middle of the night, Shen Shang cast a counter-strength and quietly left the city lord's mansion. He walked around the city for a few laps, confirming that after someone followed, he left Zanwicheng. Mu Yijing and the bald middle-aged are both big shot, they all lost to Shen Shang 1,000 Tao Creation Saint Crystal, certainly not willing to give up, so Shen Shang needs to be very careful. Boss, did you let Shen Shang go like this? Barak Bear Battle Emperor is very reluctant, he now calls the Bear Battle Emperor, because he does not fight, he admits. How can it be? Killing the city lord's mansion, catching Shen Shang, and forcing him to surrender Tao Creation Saint Crystal, the middle-aged mood is very bad, and it is not good, loud voice growls. If it weren't for the Wild Bear Battle Emperor and Shen Shang, there would be no such thing, and he was very dissatisfied with the Wild Bear Battle Emperor. We can go to Mu Yijing, and he thinks about ways to see if he can save the loss, said the Bear Battle Emperor. The bald head nodded in the middle of the year. I have this intention, I can only see Mu Yijing pick up the smashing squad. He lost Azure Dragon Battle Emperor, Bloodshirt War God and 1,000 Tao Creation Saint Crystal. I will definitely find a way to get back from Shen Shang. Boss, Mu Yijing, an old man is whispered outside. The bald middle-aged and the Wild Bear Battle Emperor were very pleasantly surprised and immediately went out to meet. When the bosses of the two teams planned to deal with Shen Zhang's, Shen Shang had already slipped out of the city on the way to Tao Creation Ancient Land. Chapter 3578. Shen Shang is a singer, he rushes up, although he can fly here, but he is caught, he needs to be severely punished, he can only run. I don't know how little Shuang is doing them, Shen Xiang was very worried about them. Qin Shuang and Peng Xuanfei and Long Shui left Kashan Shendao and went out to find Luo Juyang. Even if they had any news, it would be difficult to convey. They will definitely do things, you don't have to worry, Su Maiyao said. She doesn't have to worry about Shen Xiang, but she is worried in her own heart, just say it. Shen Xiang licked his head and stopped thinking about it, otherwise he would make him uneasy. Master, Shen Xiang to Xiao Xianglin shouted. There has been a result. There are a variety of Dao creation spells in the world-defying pill mark, including growth spell and regeneration spell. These are the knives for me. Xiao Xianglin said. The difficulty is that some Dao creation spell I don't know, I think it should be supreme spell, I don't know these supreme spells, so I can't make the whole world-defying pill mark. Is there supreme spell in Transcend Dan? Shen Xiang asked. Yes, Transcend Dan is very simple, Xiao Xianglin shook his head. If I can find those supreme spells, I might be able to make it. Probably there are a few supreme spells, Shen Xiang asked. There are at least 2, Xiao Xianglin said. These supreme spells are really amazing. With Dao creation spell can be made stronger. Shen Xiang is also a foresight, so he is now on his way to Dao creation ancient land. Thousand Ancient City, passing through the city, is very close to Dao creation ancient land, said Shen Zhang's memory map. He can also inquire about the things in Dao creation ancient land. Many of the people here are going to enter Dao creation ancient land. Dao creation ancient land has a lot of Dao creation saint crystal and Dao creation saint stone. Many people will venture into it. It is said that people who come in, as long as the luck is not too bad, can dig some Dao creation saint stone more or less. There are also many people who have found Dao creation saint crystal, so there are many Dao creation saint crystals on the 7 hills, most of which are found in Dao creation ancient land. Shen Xiang walked down the street. Suddenly felt the strong atmosphere in front of him. It was the peak of divine world-defying realm. It was approaching him quickly. Many people also felt it and went to the streets. Robbers, catching robbers, an old man yelled, followed by more than a dozen middle-aged men behind the old man. They were all at the peak of divine world-defying realm. They were all in the same force. They are chasing a black-robed man, the black person is very fast, and all of a sudden flew past Shen Xiang. Shen Xiang frowned, looking at the black-robed man who ran far away, and then followed up. The black-robed man's movement technique was very strange. It looked like plagiarism, but it wasn't, he appeared on the surface. Is running at the pace, in fact, he has been slightly suspended, his feet have touched the ground, flying fast. Shen Xiang keeps up, mainly because this person has a breath that makes him and very familiar. This kind of breath is very weak and not very strong, so he just feels familiar and doesn't know which acquaintance he is. Don't go to the old man Yanju, Shen Xiang felt strange in his heart because the man's strength was good. Yanju is Flame Mountain sect, but Shen Xiang thinks that he and Flame Mountain sect are not all the way. He also wants to find Yanju to ask the current situation. Shen Xiang Shizeng counter strength, stealth, he uses the strength of Scarlet Fire Divine Dragon to make his body lighter, learn the black-robed man like a half-fly, which can get very fast speed, nor be aware that. After black-robed man went out of town, what hindered, the speed became even worse, and the group that chased him was suddenly opened, only Shen Xiang followed secretly. Black-robed man broke into a dense ancient forest, slowed down, until dark, he stopped. He just stopped and slammed, and he sensed something. Shen Xiang Shizhen anti-strength stealth, very secret, but still what he noticed. Who? Black-robed man asked, running away, very vigilant. Shen Xiang immediately catches up. This guy, unexpectedly was discovered by him. Shen Xiang is not sure about the identity of the other person, he will not show his identity. Black-robed man ran for a few days, and his heart kept screaming. He always felt that someone was following him, but he couldn't even see him, making him suspicious these days. Is it a hell? Black-robed man sat down on the shore of a big tree and looked at all around, seeing everything, seeing. At this time a prairie, only the tree behind him, the vision is wide, he saw someone follow him. Maybe I am too sensitive myself, black-robed man said, then pulled off the black hood. In the distance, Shen Xiang, seeing this face, suddenly stopped. This is a young man. It's the first time he's yelling at the dumplings, the guy who called his big brother all day. Song Longxuan has the innate talent to learn Tao creation spell. He said that he was taken by an old man. To learn Tao creation spell and refiner with the old man, Shenshang encouraged him to go. I thought I would meet him at Kashan Shendao. Longxuan, it's me, Shenshang ran over, yelled. Song Longxuan, who was drinking water, was shocked and he looked at Shenshang incredibly. Big brother, it's really you, Song Longxuan laughed heartily. Look at the citrus smashing, the big brother is powerful, can follow me quietly for a few days. Song Longxuan is now sure that he is not suspicious, he really feels that someone is nearby. I just think that your breath is very familiar. I can't think of it at all, 6, so I just followed the cellphone stamp, Shenshang said with a smile. I thought it was you brat, you are already divine world defying realm is at its peak, it's really fast. Song Longxuan didn't know about the war in Weiwei City, and there was that piece that passed to other cities. Big brother, you are also very powerful, I feel that I am not your opponent, you were lower than the cultivation base, Song Longxuan emotionally said. Longxuan, you are paying your own money, Shenshang asked. It's my master who sent me, Song Longxuan said. He told me to work hard, I found it and left. Who is your master? Shenshang asked curiously. This, big brother is sorry, I can't tell you now. Relationship, Shenshang patted his shoulder, said with a smile, you brat, how can you be used as a robber, you take away what they are. Chapter 3579. Song Longxuan took out a small case and said, this is a stone. It is much more powerful than the Tao creation saint crystal. The value of this ant indeed 11 when I dig, they suddenly ran over and said that they are then I dig and ran, they chased me and said that I am a robber, they are robbers. Song Longxuan is outnumbered and will definitely not fight with the group. He ran straight and ran into the city. What kind of stone is this? Unexpectedly makes Tao creation saint crystal still amazing. Shenshang took the small case, and opened it, it was a black stone. From the surface, Shenshang can't see where this stone is better than Tao creation saint crystal. The interior of Tao creation saint crystal contains extremely powerful energy, not to mention Tao creation saint crystal, which is Tao creation saint stone. The internal energy can also make time formation work. I don't know the exact name of this stone, my master said it was just looking at the sheath. Song Longxuan took it and threw it in his hands. My master once showed it to me, I remember after the unique atmosphere of this kind of stone, I passed the place and sensed it, and dug it out. Looking at the scabbard and returning to the Mu, Shenshang looked at it carefully, and also vigorously pinched it. Unexpectedly can be pinched directly. If it is Tao creation saint crystal, it can be so easily pinched. Master said that this is the fossil that the bones have become. It is a bone itself. Because it has been for many years, it has been turned into a stone, Song Longxuan said with a smile, if you want this stone to be stronger, you need to burn with flames. It's only done, otherwise it will be very ordinary. Your master takes this kind of thing and blows it with enamel. Shenshang was very curious, because Xiao Shonglin was a refiner, and she was very interested in the material she had heard of. Refiner alchemy can. I just listened to him saying that this kind of thing is very powerful. As for the specific effect, I have seen it, Song Longxuan sighed, I will let him show me after this time. For the big brother, how come you are here? This road leads to Tao creation ancient land, do you want to go to Tao creation ancient land? Shenshang looked at the front and nodded, yes, you know Tao creation ancient land. Song Longxuan's look is weird, he just nodded, he seems to be engaged in secret things, and told Shenshang. That place is dangerous now, but the big brother is so strong, it will definitely not happen, Song Longxuan said with a smile. Don't you go to Tao creation ancient land? Shenshang saw the mysterious look of Song Longxuan, and he was curious as to what the master of Song Longxuan was, and seemed to be doing something long for Song Longxuan. The stone was dug out in the Tao creation ancient land. The guys were chased from the Tao creation ancient land, Song Longxuan coldly snorted, the guys know that they're bullying, if they're just one. The hip industry is indigo, I will definitely make them look good. Longxuan, then you will be bragging, Shenshang asked. I have my own business, if you enter the Tao creation ancient land, you will have to see where there is such a pattern. Song Longxuan took out a piece of paper with an octagonal stars pattern inside the octagonal stars. There are many patterns. Why are you going to see these patterns away? Shenshang asked. This, I can't say too much. In short, there is a place with such a pattern. It is a very Chang family gang. This kind of pattern usually appears on big trees and big stones. You can find out with a little attention. Song Longshuan said. Big brother, I still have important things to do, or I will go in with you. Things, you are going to be busy with you. Shen Shang took the piece of paper and looked at the pattern above. It felt weird. Longshuan, do you know about Supreme Spell? Of course I know, big brother, do you want to go inside the Tao Creation Ancient Land? Song Longshuan surprisedly said. Shen Shang nodded. If he wants to master the higher world defying pill mark, he must find Supreme Spell. This is difficult. You may not know that most people who can get Supreme Spell from Tao Creation Ancient Land are Legendary Realm middle stage late stage and need to have certain strength, Song Longshuan sighed. Song Longshuan unexpectedly knowing that there is something about Supreme Spell, Shen Shang is very surprised. He thinks it must be told by master behind Song Longshuan. How can I get it? Shen Shang must try. There is a beast in the Tao Creation Ancient Land called the Curse Beast. I don't know about it. In general, there are a crystal core in the Supreme Spell beastly body, Supreme Spell inside the crystal core, you want Supreme Spell. As long as you kill this beast that's alright, Song Longshuan looked dignified. Big brother, if you encounter it and find it is invincible, you must immediately run away. This curse can use its own spell to release a strong strength. Longshuan, you know a lot of things, it's amazing, Shen Shang said with a smile, and now he finally knows something about Supreme Spell. After Song Longshuan ding Zhu Shen Shang, he hurried away and saw that he really had important things to do and didn't know what it was. Shen Shang went to Tao Creation Ancient Land alone. Master, can you see what is in the pattern? Shen Shang took Xiao Shanglan, the octagonal pattern that Song Longshuan gave him. Very strange pattern, Xiao Shanglan said, surprisedly said. The pattern inside octagonal stars is made up of 8 lines, and these 8 lines are regular, not casually drawn. Going up. As for the situation, I don't know. Stepping into Tao Creation Ancient Land, Shen Shang immediately felt a strange strength attack, which is unspeakable. Is this Tao Creation Ancient Land, the lair of Tao Creation Evil Ancestor? Shen Shang looked at the misty fog in front of him, like a veil covering the mystery hidden by this Tao Creation Ancient Land. The 7 mountain factions, now hiding like a bear, can see how daunted they are. Tao Creation Evil Ancestor, Bai Yu said. And the 7 mountains have a strong strength. Seal Tao Creation Evil Ancestor, create this 7 mountain island, they have the strength now. There were many primogenitor of Tao creations involved, and these primogenitor of Tao creation are the ancestors of the 7 mountains, said Shen Shang. But it seems that these primogenitor of Tao creation are gone. He Fengyuan said. It is very likely that the primogenitor of Tao creation is hiding in the Tao Creation Ancient Land. I am not guessing. Tao Creation Ancient Land has a lot of Tao Creation Saint Crystal and Tao Creation Saint Stone. There is a strange barrier that won't let the energy flow in it. There is also that the 7 Tao Creation Mountain are huge, but there are not many Tao Creation Saint Stone and Tao Creation Saint Crystal, only the most here, I guess. The 7 Tao Creation Mountain has Tao Creation Saint Crystal and Tao Creation Saint the part of stone is concentrated here. Chapter 3580. Shen Shang had such doubts before. Why is the Tao Creation Ancient Land in the middle of the 7 hills, which contains a large number of Tao Creation Saint Crystals and Tao Creation Saint Stones? If you are wrong, it is really a very dangerous place. Shen Shang took out the piece of paper that Song Longshuan handed him, frowning. Does this pattern mean that there is a distribution of power inside, for the convenience of identification, so I will engrave this pattern. Where are you looking for invasive phosphorus? Don't think about other things, Xiao Shanglan said. First look at the strength of those cursing beasts. If it is not, then find another way. Shen Shang stepped into the fog. He looked at the dirt on the ground, but it was gray, but it revealed a strange life. This mysterious land seems to contain endless strength. There are many people who enter this place. He sees many footprints on the road and can hear the noise in the distance. It is the outer area of Tao Creation Ancient Land, so it will be safer. Shen Shang is moving forward. He has learned some things about Tao Creation Ancient Land before, but there is fog outside. As long as he passes through the fog, he will see the second barrier of Tao Creation Ancient Land, which is the continuous high mountain. The first barrier is the fog of the sky, covering everything inside. The second barrier is a lot of mountains, cutting the interior of the Tao Creation Ancient Land. The third barrier, said to be a very terrifying river. Shen Shang quickly passed through the fog barrier, and he saw a layer of high mountains in front of him. He frowned, released the divine mirror of 6 paths, and then left the divine mirror of 6 paths. You can only fly in. It shouldn't be so easy to find in such a place. Shenshong rode Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and casts a counter-strength stealth. He feels that it's just a little slower, that's alright. After flying to the sky, he saw a piece of high mountains below the distance, and his hair was hairy. He felt that if he walked, he had to turn over 10,000 mountains to pass through the mountain barrier. Blocking the mountains in front, there are a lot of things in total. After Shenshong flew into the mountains, I saw a few people dig in the mountains. They just screamed and sighed. There are many mountains that have been dug up, Shenshong said. After seeing it, he was shocked. At least 100 mountains around him were dug out. It's been years to find Tao Creation Saint Crystal and Tao Creation Saint Stone. What people do? Shenshong, you fly in the air like this, you may not encounter a cursed beast, Xiaoshonglan said. Yes, I am flying low, Shenshong flew some, while carefully observing the bottom. After half a day, he found out that there was a cursed beast, but he heard the distant rumor that was broken, like there were two powerful strengths in front of each other. Someone is fighting, is it fighting with the cursed beast? Shenshong hastily flew over, and he also wanted to see the curse of the cursed beast, which made him prepared. After he sneaked close, he was disappointed in his heart, because it was not fighting the mantra, but in the Great War. Shenshong flew near, and he was shocked. He saw a familiar face. Yanju Sr., Shenshong exclaimed, Yanju is fighting with others. He is surrounded by hundreds of people. The guys are at the top of Divine World Defying Realm. Shenshong was stunned, and Yanju was already hurt. What made him feel incredible was that the 100 people who besieged Yanju were strong. They are very terrifying. In the Shenfeng battlefield, that is the trump card, and several of them have the strength of the war god. Yanju is also terrifying, but he has resisted so many people for so long, he can see that he has been chased for a long time. He can't run now, Shenshong said. He secretly mobilized the spatial formation and time formation in Divine Mirror of 6 Paths, which merged directly into space-time power in Divine Mirror of 6 Paths and then used it for him. Yanju's body has been smashed into more than a dozen broken swords, bloody, and the wounds are shocking. The fingers of one hand are broken and the eyes are poked. Space-time moves. Shenshong accumulated enough space-time power to move Yanju, and then used space-time power to travel a long distance. The group just played with Yanju, and in the twinkling of an eye, Yanju was vanished from sight. Yanju. It was saved, there was a strong space power. It's rare to know someone who has such a good space power. This is not our fault, let's go back and report it. It's been in vain for more than a month. Little rascal, it's you, Yanju. Though he was hurt, but fainted, he saw Shenshong with the only remaining eyes, and it was incredible. Senior Yan, you saved me last time, I have finally repaid, Shenshong said with a smile, and then began to help Yanju deal with the injury. He first pulled out the broken sword from Yanju and took out some transparent beads. After he crushed the beads, it overflowed with some water. These water drops fell on Yanju's body, causing his wound to heal quickly. Only half an hour later, Yanju's body was all recovered. He also suffered from internal injuries. When he was fighting, he protected his divine sea very well. He is only very tired now. Really, I thought, you little rainbow will unexpectedly run here, Yanju said with a smile. When I saw you last time, you were still weak, almost killed by Wooder Mountain Faction's outer sectine. Yanju is very emotional. I have been to the Innocent Hill before, I want to find you, but after the Village 11 Flame Mountain Secton is as good as I thought, said Shenshong, when the Flame Mountain Sect wanted to be from Walicking. Get a variety of Dan. Hee, it's you, even my grown-up at Flame Mountain Sect. I think that the true face of Flame Mountain Sect is unexpectedly, that is, Flame Mountain Sect is a sneak peek, Yanju said. This matter, with tears in his eyes, shows how deep his feelings for Flame Mountain Sect. This is why, Shenshong was shocked, and Yanju, who was loyal to Flame Mountain Sect, was so chaste. Say, Yanju shook his head. I'm too disappointed with Flame Mountain Sect. Senior, I remember what you said before, to report Tao Creation Evil Ancestor to Flame Mountain Sect. Now Tao Creation Evil Ancestor has killed a Tao Creation Mountain, said Shenshong. Hey, Tao Creation Mountain was killed, but it wasn't Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Yanju said with a sneer. I just learned about this, the 7 Tao Creation Mountain interiors have a super strong killing formation and seal, in order to wait for Tao Creation Evil Ancestor. Once Tao Creation Evil Ancestor descends on Tao Creation Mountain, it will trigger the above killing formation and seal, First seal the large formation trigger, seal Tao creation evil ancestor, then killing formation is on. Is this true? Shen Shang couldn't believe. They are in charge of Tao Creation Mountain, and there are also many disciples on Tao Creation Mountain. Why should they be destroyed?